What's up, guys? We are back for another commentary. It's just, well, not just me this time. I always start when I'm not with Manny. I always start by saying it's just me, and then I realize I have guests with me. You can hear her laughing in the background. I've got Kat with me. Kat's back, not on the official episode like you really want to be on. We'll find something for you to do, but we're starting our commentary series, the one that you and I have been talking about doing for way too long now. I finally have a bit of a clearing in my schedule, so we're gonna start watching the Harry Potter movies. At least the 8 Harry Potter movies. We might do Fantastic Beasts. I have no idea how badly you want to rewatch those movies.
I'm indifferent. Like, it could be
Yeah,
a
I
fun
kind of am too.
commentary, but I'm not emotionally attached to them. Also, hi everybody.
Yes, Kat says hi, and hi to you, Kat. It's good to have you back. We've never
It's good to be
done
back.
a one-on-one, like a one-on-one conversation at all, so this will be fun. It's usually Manny's here, or we're in a big group chat in our Discord. So it's just you and me for the
Mm-hmm.
first time,
Ooh.
because Manny doesn't like Harry Potter.
Well, that's Manny's problem.
So there's certain stuff I'm gonna do No Time to Die with Bobby pretty soon. So there's stuff that we do without Manny, and Manny occasionally does something without me. But I'm the one who wants to do all the content. So this is just how it goes. So we are gonna start with Sorcerer Stone, Philosopher's Stone for those of you in the rest of the world, but it's Sorcerer Stone for us over here. That's what they're gonna
For us
say in the
Americans.
movie. Yeah, yeah.
Us
We don't like the
Americans.
metric system or philosophy. Those are the two things we can't have over here. Yeah, we're gonna start with Sorcerer's Stone. We are watching this on HBO Max. These movies go back and forth between HBO Max and Peacock, and I think Paramount Plus as well. They might even still
Mm-hmm.
be on Peacock for all I know. But
I think they are.
are they? Okay. Yeah, so you guys can watch them on there. Peacock has weird issues with ads. I have the most expensive Peacock plan, and I still get ads when I watch movies and shows. So I don't know exactly how it works. HBO Max, I don't have this issue for because I have the full HBO Max plan. That's where we're going to be watching it. You guys are just going to watch along with us. You know how a commentary works. Or some of you just like to listen and not watch the movie. That's fine too. Hopefully, we can entertain you through that. Um, you're a much bigger Harry Potter fan than I am, even though I consider myself to be a really big fan. Um, I'm curious. I've always liked all of these movies, and even a couple years ago when I rewatched them last, I still really liked all of them. There wasn't one
Mm-hmm.
that I disliked in the series. Not even I wouldn't even say I dislike either of the Fantastic Beasts movies entirely. Just from the conversations we've had, you're more attached to these movies than I am, but I'm a huge fan, and I'm looking forward to talking with you about them because we've obviously never gone through the movies like this. So we're interested in all the little moments that you and I each like.
Because my plan initially was to reread the first book before this, but that didn't happen. So I was planning on
Mhm.
grabbing the first book off my shelf in case someone would be like, well, in the book. But so I might do
Just for
that at
quick
some
reference.
point. You know.
Yeah, I haven't read any of the books in probably 10 years now. I have.
I thought
I
that was
think
just a
I
full
went.
stop, and I was like, Nick. I was like,
Yeah, like
buddy.
I've like a weird I have a weird history with these books. I read them totally out of order at different points in my childhood. Like I tried to actually recount the history of me watching these movies, the whole timeline of me reading the books and watching the movies, and it's a total mess. And if I tried to recount it right now, I would definitely fail to do it. But I did start the movies and the books with Sorcerer's Stone,
Mhm.
thankfully. I think when I was 7 or so. I've probably read this book 2 or 3, at least twice. I think maybe 3 or 4 times. This is probably the
Okay.
book that I've read most because some of them I've only read once. A couple of them I've read twice, and I think the first two I've read 3 times. I'm gonna guess 3 times. So I have more familiarity with this book and this movie. I've seen at least bits and pieces of a lot. I've seen it in its entirety a bunch, but I would always on the old DVD on my mid 2000s portable DVD player. I would go back at pretty much when the third act started, so just after the Forbidden Forest scene, I would start there
Mhm.
and finish the movie from there when I was a kid. So I know
Sure.
that part of the movie perfectly. And I know this movie super well. I've seen it a lot. I think I'm done beating around the bush if you're ready to just get into this thing, unless you have something
Let's
you'd
do
like to add.
this. Nah, anything I want to add, I can always add during the movie. And right now, I'm more just
That's true.
nervous
We
that
have.
HBO Max is going to crap out on me before I press play. So,
It might crap out on me too. We'll give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. Let's have some fun. I'm going to count us down 3, 2, 1, and on go, we're going to press play. Are you ready?
mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Got that John Williams theme
Oh,
kicking in.
oh my God.
It took her 5 seconds to
I
start fangirling.
It doesn't take much.
Yeah, this is one of the best themes ever. Like, it's
It's so
not the
good.
first thing I think of with John Williams, obviously, but it's right up there with some of
It
his
is for
best work.
me. But no, honestly, somebody at I for anybody who doesn't know, I work at a music store, and somebody today was playing a piano, and I was on the phone with a customer, and somebody started playing this, and I obviously I can't show you, but it was one of those like comical moments where you're just like, like you'd like turn around the corner and just like lean towards the piano. Like anytime anybody plays this, I'm like, stop everything, Harry Potter is happening.
If you were a dog, your ears would have perked up all the way. So we got Richard Harris here, the OG. I feel like I don't want to say he gets a bad rep from people, but I feel like everyone prefers Michael Gambon, and I don't disagree with that, but I do like Richard Harris as Dumbledore.
I mean, they got more Michael Gambon. And I
Yeah.
mean, they like Michael Gambon was in the movies where like I mean, obviously like Richard Harris did a great job in the first two, but I feel like you see Michael Gambon for the ones where like Dumbledore's much more involved, I
Yeah,
guess.
he's much more involved.
So here comes one of the queens. A belated International Women's Day.
What was it, yesterday or the day before? I've lost track, I'm sorry to say.
2 days yesterday? I should know this. I don't know.
I'm not even sure.
I think it was yesterday. Maggie Smith.
Okay. As we're recording, this is probably coming out like a week after we recorded.
Right. It was 3 weeks ago.
I'm getting some feedback from your mic now.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too. I don't know how to fix it. Because before I would just like test it again and it'd be better.
Okay. Well, I still hear it and it's loud.
I didn't do anything different.
Okay, now you're fine. Let's see if it comes back.
Okay. Hagrid.
My boy Hagrid's here.
Do you remember whose bike that was?
Oh, God. Was it James's?
No.
Okay, I totally got that wrong.
It was Sirius's.
That's right, okay. I'm like, he got it from someone. Well, from someone, obviously. someone we know.
They really are the worst.
They're the worst sort of muggles. They're British people, I get it.
They really are. I'm going to try to contain my quotes.
Feel free to quote away.
Or at least I'll be like, you might hear me whisper them a lot, but I don't want, like, the whole point of this is not for me to quote the entire movie.
That's what it's going to be, though. There's nothing wrong with that.
You'll hear me, like, mouth the words.
Yeah. I quoted along with the Spider-Man movies, because I just know those movies so well.
Aww. Sad Hagrid.
Sad. Sad grid? Nah, sorry, I'll pull a block.
Especially during this is a real moment. It's like Lily and James just died.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
Yeah. Good luck, Harry. There was so much theory going around that the little baby Harry like was actually the one of the kids in the last movie, and it's like, no, it's not.
That sounds like a theory that would be popular on the early 2010s internet.
There's our boy.
Danny Rads.
Up. Get up. Now.
This movie is a who's who of British actors, by the way. Everybody's in these movies at some point.
At most, most famous British things are gonna have like people who are in this are in Doctor Who, and in Doctor Who, and like probably in Downton Abbey, and like all the things.
And also like Game of Thrones and stuff like that. Even American productions have a ton of British or Irish actors in it. Now this little prick.
He goes on to sleep with Anya Taylor-Joy.
In the chess show? We talked about this last night. I haven't seen any Queen's Gambit. I haven't seen anything she's ever been in.
Shame. For shame.
Okay. I just don't really watch TV, so even though I heard everyone going crazy for Queen's Gambit, I was like, I'm probably not going to watch it.
It's a miniseries.
I know, but I'm still...
Oh, this part.
What'd you say?
I
Oh,
said,
Uncle Vern,
I said,
R.I.P.
36. Count them. 36. I kind of wanted to watch Abertinia's face just like deteriorate because at first she's like, ah, but then they cut away from her. We're gonna buy you 2 new presents.
I'm trying to think
Pass that
like, in
pumpkin.
terms of quantity, how many presents I got at, like, my best Christmas ever as a kid. It probably was not 36.
No, mine was like
It was,
maybe
like...
5.
Oh, it would have been more than that for me, just because it was a lot of smaller stuff, like a lot of toys and stuff
Well,
like
yeah,
that. It probably
like
would have been
I
in,
feel like
like, the
5 is what I
20s for me.
remember. Like,
Yeah.
well, because I'm also not thinking of like stocking stuffers and stuff. I just think like one big
Mm.
gift and then like toys, and then maybe something that my brother and I share.
Move!
Move. He's boring. I have to credit Harry Potter for being one of the main reasons I can somewhat do a British accent now. Like, I'll do it sometimes, and like my coworker was like, "Whoa!" And I'm like, "I watched a lot of Harry Potter growing up."
You do the impressions long enough, you're bound to get at least a little better.
Well, like I feel like whenever I say I can slightly do like yeah, Seamus is he's Irish. Like there's certain
Yes.
accents where I can only do it if I'm like quoting something because I listen to like the nuance of it. I can't like do it on just any word, but if I'm like quoting Seamus in the later movies and it sounds slightly not horrible. Bred in captivity. That's me as well. Oh, never knew my parents either.
You ever just tell a snake you never knew your parents?
No, I flee from snakes.
Yes.
Spiders flee before the basilisk. I flee before snakes.
Yeah, I'm the same. Snakes are
I
like
can't,
the
like,
thing for me.
I feel like this one doesn't bother me because I can tell it's animated. But like even when I was at Disney and like obviously I knew there were certain like carvings and stuff that obviously they're not real, but just like the look of it, I'm like, nope, I'm done. Oh my god, the captions have like the extended S's.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks. And here's where they're like, okay, you jump and you jump and you jump. Ha ha. Now you're in captivity.
It is kind of wild.
I mean,
This is instant comeuppance. You get one scene establishing him as a little shithead, and he gets instant comeuppance. You don't have to wait for it.
But then Harry suffers more.
Yeah.
Like there's like back ways out of that. He's like, oh shit.
There's some give and take.
And then he's like in the blanket and he's like, oh my god. I mean, yes, that'd be traumatizing, but for him, I'm like, oh, get over it.
Yeah.
I swear I don't. The fact that they have a lock on that little room.
Yeah. Like, no, he cannot go pee.
And then
Absolutely
wait, this part,
not,
like,
under no circumstances.
there's no such thing as magic. The fact that I used to think that he like shut the blinds on that or something when I was a kid. He just puts his hand over it to like shut off the light. I mean, I don't think it doesn't look like it has any kind of like lever to like close it completely.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he really just takes his hand.
It's something
like,
I never questioned, but I think you're actually right.
Yeah. But wait, look at the cupboard under the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Very specific. Yep, the cupboard under the stairs. Yeah. You know, I'm still waiting for my Hogwarts letter.
Someday.
Oh, look that. It's melting. Ew, it's a funny whelk.
What's a whelk?
It's some kind of food, I guess.
Well, I figured that. All right, I'm looking. What is a whelk?
His cornflakes are melting or getting soggy. Melting. Wow.
Melting.
They're melting. But that's the thing I love about captions too, because for the longest time there were certain words in these movies I could quote it. I had no idea what they were saying.
Yep.
Because of their accents, and now I'm like, oh.
Now I get it.
Like when I was younger, I thought I just said potty well or something. I thought it was like a place that she was sick.
Yeah.
Aww. So what's
that
a whelk?
Foreshadowing for the chess at the end of the movie. He's not playing chess, but it's kind of similar to the chess pieces. Maybe not.
Queen to e5. It's totally brought back. So wait, what's a whelk?
You're jumping the gun now. Oh, a whelk is a predatory marine mollusk with a heavy pointed spiral shell, some kinds of which are edible.
Oh. So yeah, she
My
got sick off of
headcanon is that
seafood.
she ate the parts that were not edible. Because she's Marge.
Oh my god! Like it's bad enough that he does this, but when he looks at Harry, he's like, "You see this
With that
little fucker?
smile.
Like, fuck you! Like, look at that face, the monster." Oh, but this transition.
Fine day.
It's, in my opinion, best day of the week. Why is that deadly?
Oh.
Right you are. His hair's already kind of like bewildered. I didn't notice that. You know, like later he kind of grabs his hair and he's freaking out, but they already have it kind of like.
Yeah, like he's been up all night.
Have you seen the deleted scenes for this?
Probably. What are you referring to in particular?
So I most of the time, even though I obviously had the DVDs growing up, most of the time I watched it was because it was on ABC Family like once a month. And when it's on ABC Family, they would show the deleted scenes. And
Okay.
there was one where Aunt Petunia's cracking eggs, and instead of yolk, there's like full crumbled up letters in the eggs.
I don't remember this.
And it's really cool. And I was like, how did they do that? Coming up is the gift that Bobby often sends me when he sends me an email.
I'm guessing it's that one right there.
Yep, he's like, check your mailbox. More Bobcat.
I love that with all those letters coming through and his jumping around for them, he still only gets 2 of them.
I mean,
and he drops one of them.
He
he
really
only
doesn't.
Gets one of them.
They're gonna say the same thing.
Yeah.
The fact that Vernon thinks he's good. He beat down a piece of wood, like away, far away, where they can't find us. Daddy's gone mad, hasn't he? Like shit. She's like, yep. This is my husband.
Great place to move to. I have so many questions about where they moved.
How did they get? It's
How
probably
did
in
they
the
get
book.
Well, I'm sure it is. I feel like in the book they say that they lived on an island, but I assume it would be like a fairly large island with inhabitants on it that has some resources. This is like a house with no power on an island. Yeah,
this is
like a house
sad.
with. I know.
Make a wish, Harry.
Like they're in a house with no power on an island in the middle of nowhere. Presumably, they only got there by boat, and it's a middle of a tropical storm. It looks like, and I have so many questions.
And he has a gun, of course.
Yeah.
Boom. This is your introduction. Well, not introduction to Hagrid, but like,
yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry about that.
Just sets the door back into place.
As if like. Dry up, Dursley, you great prune. He still tries to shoot it. Everybody finds it kind of hilarious that the actor's name actually is Harry.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh. I mean, it's funny, but it's one of those things I've seen it so many times over the years. I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Thoughts on cake? You a fan?
So, oh my god, I was just about to say. So when's somebody making this for my birthday cake? I have yet to receive.
I sent you a picture of it for your birthday.
You did.
I need an actual cake like that.
And I saved it, and then I'm like, I think I posted on Instagram. I'm like, so who's making me this?
Just to be clear, I Google searched that. I did not come up with that graphic myself.
Oh, I don't care. Someone can
I know.
Still make me it.
I'm with you.
No, I love cake.
You know it's going to be a soundbite, right?
I love cake.
Yes.
As it should be.
Is the way he said it. You said, I love cake.
I love
cake. He's got his shirt tucked into his sweatpants or whatever.
Well, because they're not, because, I mean, he's wearing Dudley's. You're a wizard.
Yeah, they're too big for him. I'm a what?
Wizard.
A thumping good one.
Good and I'd wager. They're like, shit. I can't be a
Oh,
wizard.
wizard.
I'm just Harry. Just Harry. Well. It's just Nick. Or scared? Mm-hmm. In case you didn't read the thousands of others that came to you. I mean, obviously he didn't because he's like, what? Wizard? Please for me that you accept the Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Harry's fit in this scene that we talked about should be a Halloween costume.
Sometimes I feel like I'm wearing that when I have some jeans that can work as like high-waisted but like are a little bit too big for me, so when I do the belt suddenly it looks like I just have like jeans like hoisted up.
Yeah.
Which in the family
one of the best deliveries of all time is coming up. The way she says freak.
Oh yeah, a freak.
A freak.
And she has like tears. You can see the tears in her eyes.
Yeah. Oh, she says Potter. She's a true Slytherin.
Just the same, just strange, just as abnormal. If you please, got blown up, and we got landed with you. A car crash. Me. Like, so there's cake.
You know, looking back, we don't need that joke.
Which one?
Oh, the fat kid eating cake. You don't need that.
No. It's also
he's kind of reduced
more
to
just
that too much in this movie.
Yeah, but also I find it more amusing just because he's so greedy. It doesn't have anything to do with his size. But yeah, they're kind of the Albus Dumbledore. Yeah, they're kind of the stereotypical like, because I know later in the movies they had them wear fat suits. Never insult.
Oh, did they really? Well, yeah, he's pretty skinny now.
Oink, oink,
slurping. It says he's slurping that cake.
Slurping? Oink, oink, motherfucker.
Got a ham bone. Can I get an oink,
oink? Oink, oink. Dudley saw
My friend got a ham bone when we were bowling a couple weeks ago. I was impressed.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Hagrid can't... He was wrongly convicted. He is the tiniest little like pocket watch.
Maybe it's a normal size pocket watch, but it's tiny because of him being huge.
I mean, I feel like it'd be small in Harry's hand as well.
Probably.
Unless he'd rather stay, of course.
How'd he get there? Did he row a boat?
He might still have the bike.
Oh, the bike? Yeah, he could. Isn't that him using magic? Riding a flying bike?
I mean...
I'm just saying.
Maybe if it's already enchanted and he's not like making it do it. I mean, he's permitted the umbrella, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, also, I think he just said outside of Hogwarts, like.
I think he said, "I'm not allowed to use magic."
Yeah,
strictly speaking.
But
like it's obviously the rule for the students that they can't use.
But they must know that he has that umbrella.
Yeah.
So there's,
It's explained that it's like the trace, right?
This looks like Charles Dickens. Look at those like hats. It's Charles Dickens' novel.
Yeah, some of the makeup in this movie in particular feels very old fashioned by comparison to like what the rest of the movies look like.
Bless my soul. Hey, black guy. Don't see a lot of those in this, unfortunately.
Yeah. What, you mean Dean Thomas isn't enough representation for you?
Harry Potter. So spoilers for Malignant, but when I watched it, I was just like, so basically it's Quirrell and Voldemort.
Yeah. Except she doesn't know.
Right. I feel like I saw him in something recently, and I was like, I know his face, and I was like, oh my god.
Oh, I should look that up. Let me see.
He was in like
I've never seen him.
Or maybe it was just seeing him in the The Harry
the
Potter
reunion.
special. They had like one clip of him, and I was like, oh my god, it's you. I remember playing some like DVD game for this, and they were like, repeat the bricks that he hit in order. I was just like,
Oh yeah, I did that. I remember that on the special features.
One day I will go to this theme park, and it will be the best thing. CGI.
Yeah, there's some like I think these two Chris Columbus movies look really good, but they're still like the troll
Yeah,
in
I mean,
particular is like that's early 2000 CGI.
it's too like
Some stuff you can't get around because
this
of the
was filmed in
time.
2000, so you know.
Yeah,
And a lot of it doesn't look like horrible. It's just like, well, I can tell that that's
yeah.
slightly animated. Bits and
The
bobs.
sets in this movie look fantastic. Like the Diagon Alley set that we're seeing is great.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of great production design here.
When can I go to Diagon Alley? Dun, dun.
Yeah, I haven't been to like any theme parks in my life, and I really want to go to Disney and Universal.
Theme parks are the best. For somebody like me,
I'm sure I'd agree.
Who's very passionate about some very big franchises, I'm like, take me there. Look at it. The fact that he was already, I kind of wish they had him like run up to it and say it, because he was already there, and then suddenly he's like, wow, look at it. Like it's kind of obvious.
They were already looking, but they were somehow not looking at it at the same time.
He's animatronic, and he just says it, or like he's like on repeat. Yeah. He just says it every. He's the ad. He's the ad for the store.
That's an oddly structured exterior that they've got.
Every 20 minutes. Wow, look at it. Nimbus 2000.
You put 25 cents in the back of his head to make him say it.
Yep. Sorry for those laughs. You're gonna have some fun with those in the.
Yeah, I don't usually do any editing on the commentaries, but I will look for moments of high levels because I know the deal with you, and I don't mind.
Well, I have my my Audacity up to make sure, like, so I can kind of keep an eye on if it gets weird, and I just saw it like spike up really high when I had that laugh, and I'm like, oops.
Does Mr. Harry Potter have his key?
The tiniest little key.
Is this work, Davis? And is this grip hook officially? Do you know?
I think that's supposed to be grip hook. Yes.
Okay. Because I'm not sure if they had Warwick Davis playing him in this too.
I think so.
I know he played him in the Deathly Hallows movies.
Mm-hmm. To my knowledge, it's the same actor. Very well.
I love that delivery too.
You know which. Oh, 600. Matt plays. Kay plays.
Key, please. Yeah, that very well line always sticks with me. I love the way that British actors can like 40% of the way roll their R's. I love the way it sounds.
Wait, what was the R that was rolled? The very well.
When you said very, it's kind of like
very well.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're Scottish?
Made a little bit of the D sound that you get. He could be.
Really? I'm doing like an L. Woo! Bitcoin! All the Bitcoin!
They open the vault. It's empty. Your parents bet on Dogecoin, Harry. Sorry to say.
Manifesting that's me after WingerCon. It won't be, because I'm not gonna.
No.
I'm not gonna risk. I might do like one. Well, also I don't know a lot about gambling, so if anything, I'll give myself like a limit of like under $100, and then
I was about to say 100 is probably the max that I will try for gambling.
If I get to a certain point, then I'm not gonna like risk it anymore. Be like, I might never have this much money in my hands again. So, oh, the music.
Now I'll have to pay attention. I think this is the Sorcerer's Stone theme, the motif that we just heard. So I'm curious when we see it again if it'll be the same motif. Because John Williams,
at the end.
Yeah, so I'm curious if it's the exact same music that we hear, that we just heard here.
Oh yeah,
because I always notice when I'm watching Indiana Jones, at least Raiders of the Lost Ark, the MacGuffin, the actual arc itself has its own theme, and every time it's referenced or every time you see it, that motif comes up.
I have a
so
one
I bet
now,
the stone has the same thing here. Yes, you do. He asked me I think the night we record our football show, a couple weeks before your birthday, he's like, do you know when I should ship this? He didn't say what it was. He just said he was shipping a birthday gift to you. I'm like, you know how far in advance I should ship it so that it gets there right before her birthday.
Yeah, well, he
So
was asking me too.
I didn't know what he was getting you, but I knew he was getting
Yeah.
you something.
Yeah. Well, at one point he's just like, I found something that's like, and the way he said it made it sound like he was like in a store. It was like, oh, this is Disney, or this is Harry Potter. Cat will love
Mm,
this, and like, but that was like ordered like from a catalog. John
yeah,
Hurt.
I love John Hurt.
There's too many RIPS in this. It's really sad.
I know. Well, it's a problem when you cast a bunch of like people around 60, and is that
Yeah.
eventually, I mean, obviously, eventually everybody dies, but like
Yesterday,
you're getting to the
your
point where a
mother
lot of
and
those actors
father
are
were
passing.
here buying their first ones. Ah. I love the way it's set up, where it's like they're just like all on top of each other and like looks kind of like
Hmm.
a mess, but he
Yeah,
knows where everything is. I like kind of like certain like libraries and stuff.
yeah.
We'll give it a wave. I know they have it set up a certain way in like the wizarding world, where obviously it's gonna be like, oh, and we're gonna have these lights turn on at this point, but I don't fucking care. It'll be fucking magical if I do that, and suddenly it's like, oh, this.
This.
The amount of times things must be broken in his shop.
Oh yeah.
Nope, definitely not. No matter. Oh, the music. I want.
So we're gonna briefly get into a discussion about something that's 7 movies from now. Do you like that Harry snaps the Elder Wand, or do you prefer in the book where he repairs his own wand with it?
I prefer the book. Initially, I was kind of indifferent about the snapping it. I don't know. Like, oh, here we go. Yeah, he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
It does kind of feel like one of those things where, because I was so indifferent to begin with, it's sometimes my opinion's kind of swayed by everybody else being like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I prefer the book, but I'm also not like, I hate the way the movie did it.
Yeah, I think in theaters I was like put off by it because it was different, but now I'm like, I
Yeah.
kind of, even though they don't obviously state it outright, it's just like, yeah, we don't need this power in the world.
Yeah.
We've seen how it can be used for evil. We just don't need it. So I like it from that
Yeah.
standpoint.
I guess we're supposed to assume that his one gets repaired because you see it
Or he
get
just
broken.
yeah, or he just gets a new one. I don't know.
We do not speak his name. I feel like in the movie it was kind of played for comedy, where it's just like, blink, okay, it's done.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, all right. I also haven't watched the last one as much because it's so emotional for me.
that I watched it a lot a couple years after it came out, but I've seen it maybe twice in the last 8 or 9 years.
Mm-hmm. I'm really not good with endings, so especially the ending for something that means so much to me.
Mm.
I'm just over here like, ugh. But great.
Terrible, but great.
Brilliant but lazy. Happy birthday.
Yeah, Ollivander's basically like, Hitler did some whack stuff, but he was a good military strategist.
Here's his gun. It works.
What are they eating? I was thinking about how good
Some
the
kind
food
of
looks at
soup
Hogwarts
or
and how bad
stew?
most British food looks. All the Hogwarts food looks incredible, but like every piece of British food I've ever seen looks awful. No offense to any of our British listeners, if we have any.
Not all wizards are good. His name was. Oh.
Now I do remember when I was 7 reading the book for the first time, seeing Hagrid's speech written out. I was extremely confused by it. I don't think I
Yeah.
understood that. I don't think I understood that like he talks differently. I'm just like, what are these
Mhm.
expressions? I don't understand any of this.
Okay, so this point, when I didn't read the books until later because my brother was obsessed with them growing up,
Mhm.
and he saw the first movie in theaters. R.I.P. Lily. He saw the first movie in theaters. At that point, I didn't know what it was. We bought the DVD. watched it a bunch at home, and then I was like, oh my god, Harry Potter. But I
Hmm.
remember, I think my mom or somebody decided that little flashback was like too much for me. So as soon as it started, I would just like throw myself behind the couch and be like, tell me when it's over. But I just love that that's my association with that. Like thinking that, I mean, I guess, I mean, you see her die. So like, I guess I can see how
Yeah.
they think that'd be traumatizing. It's just this cloaked figure. But I was just like, bye.
Hmm.
Like, tell me when they're back in the pub.
Codswallop is a great word, by the way.
He uses it again in the second one to defend
Hmm.
Hermione.
That's right.
I spelled
Yeah,
it
I
out.
don't
Hermione
think
can't too. Ooh, wait. Oh, you're the boy who lived.
I'm a what?
I'm a boy
Um,
and I'm alive.
there's something I was gonna say and I don't remember it. Oh, I hate it.
Something about cod swallop.
Oh no, it was something. Ah, I might think of it again later. He'll be wanting his stone, Harry.
Stick to your ticket.
You're thinking about how rigid Hogwarts is with their rules here on like the first day of school and all that. Like if you miss the train, you just don't get to school, or you get punished severely. I mean, I guess the specific way they arrived in Chamber of Secrets
I
is
mean,
what got them
we don't
punished, but
necessarily see them get in trouble just for missing. It's just how they arrive.
yeah.
Because like when he arrives in late, or no, he was on the train, I guess. But like when he arrives late to school in Half Blood Prince, like the professor gives him a hard time just because he gives him a hard time.
Hmm.
But like, it's not like, oh my god, tension for like you're expelled. It's more just like you flew a car into a tree. Think you're being funny, do you? More queens.
Muggles and kings. Look at the kings and Percy.
He has a moment of redemption at the end, but
Yeah, in the book he kind of does.
I kind of wonder if they auditioned Bonnie Wright with lines from Chamber of Secrets, because this is Bonnie Wright, but in this all she does is say good luck. So I'm wondering if they were
Hmm.
like, let's give you. I mean, she doesn't say a lot in Chamber of Secrets either. She's just more of a pivotal role. But
Yeah,
for parts
she
like
gets
that
like
where it's like it's
see
going to
at
be
the
like
end,
a
but that's it.
later on thing, I wonder if they like auditioned her with more in the beginning, or they just
Hmm.
auditioned her again later, being like, yeah, you're still good. We'll keep you.
Yeah,
Oh, we love Molly. Aw, there's the best friend.
what a great
Weasley's
mom she
king.
is.
She's the best. Good luck.
Good luck.
There's a line in I think it's either Order of the Phoenix or Half Blood Prince where she's trying to like keep Harry from getting too much into like all the order stuff, and they're like, he's not your son. She's like, he might as well be, and you're just like, oh my
Hmm.
god. Just crawl in the fetal position and cry.
No one does majestic like John Williams, folks.
Oh, for real. 9 3/4. While I'm no longer supporting She Who Must Not Be Named, there's certain aspects of this that are just like I love the idea of them just running like through a wall in between two platforms, and like that's and like oh, and the train just looks, I mean, obviously she didn't like make the train look beautiful, but like
Yeah,
there's certain parts where I'm just like, damn, this is cool.
yeah. There's like a lot of obviously really creative stuff, and there's also obviously stuff that doesn't hold up. But
But yeah,
I mean,
but
like the genuine wonder that it filled like everyone with as a kid and of
mm-hmm.
our generation is like that can't be overstated. And a lot of it I still think does really work.
Scar.
Scar.
Earlier I was wondering if we were gonna have a drinking game and I was gonna be like, drink every time Harry's scar is mentioned. Wicked.
Oh, I always wanted these sweets. I'm guessing they must have a shop with these sweets at Universal.
Yeah, I've had 2 people bring me back a chocolate frog.
Hmm.
Take the lot. I mean, you can buy Birdie Bots like at multiple places. I'm not big on
Yeah.
jelly beans, so I've never tried that.
I love jelly beans. I hate black licorice jelly beans, and those are always feel like they make up most of a bag of jelly beans.
When this started, or like when the movies first came out, I didn't know what bogey meant, and so I'm just like, oh, okay, it's
Yeah, I
gross
didn't either.
apparently.
Bogey flavored one once.
He's like, nope, I am done. This is Scabbers, by the way. Oh, I skipped a part.
I think, and I have no idea if you ever actually played it. Did you ever play the Quidditch World Cup video game at any point?
I don't think so. My brother never had that one.
Okay. Yeah, I played it a lot as a kid. I think the collectibles in that game are like chocolate frog cards of like Quidditch players. I want to say.
Yeah.
I still have that game lying around. I haven't played it in probably 15 years. I've thought about it.
Yeah. Oh, I have a Helga Hufflepuff like trading card. Because when my friend got the Harry Potter stuff, he came back with those, and I was like, I'm a Hufflepuff, thank you. This is mine.
I'm a Ravenclaw, I believe.
Here she comes. Here she comes. We can talk more about your Ravenclaw in a second, but Queen! Oh my god.
No.
Oh, are you doing magic? Let's see then. Mellow. Are you sure that's a real spell? Well, it's not very good, is it? He's like, who's this bitch? That was myself. But they've all worked for me.
Hermione's kind of a dick.
Kind of a dick? No. For example. Oculus Reparo.
Oh,
Yes,
I never actually noticed that the tape goes away. I also never really noticed the tape on the glasses until this time watching.
You're just like, oh, they're fixed. Holy cricket. You're Harry Potter. I'm Hermione Granger.
Well, I saw the tape because I'm really close to my computer screen. I saw the tape this time. Oh, I thought she said charmed for some reason.
Changing your robes. I expect we'll be arriving soon. You've got on your nose, by the way. Did you know? So basically, when I said I'll try to refrain from quoting everything, I basically mean anything Hermione says. I'll try not to quote every single line she has. Because those are the ones that I kid you not, in my free time, sometimes I'll just start quoting all of Hermione's lines to myself.
I was going to say, you're not succeeding so far.
I had to do her first scene.
I know. I'm not mad at you.
They're like, yeah, point over there. Hogsmeade! I never noticed that before.
Oh, yeah, I didn't either.
Little May, come on, fast, yes, don't be shy.
Oh, I can't wait for Azkaban. That's my favorite.
It should be everybody's favorite.
Yeah. That's right, Harley. I know when you listen back to this, you'll get annoyed all over again.
Oh, but this music, my god. Love that they throw all the little kids into boats, and they're like, "Yeah,
into boats." Yeah.
Don't look. I mean, like if they have to have those warnings at every ride in Disney, they're gonna like they also give them just like these like lanterns, and they're like, "Here you go." Oh, the redhead girl right there is apparently Christopher Columbus's daughter.
Oh, the actress, yeah.
Susan Bones.
There's your representation, folks.
The only representation in this movie, as far as the Hogwarts peeps. Ron, is that your owl?
Yeah, we don't... When do we actually first see Cho? Is she in Goblet of Fire first?
Yeah, you don't see her till Goblet of Fire. She's in the books, but like as far as the movies,
in the movies, I don't remember.
You don't see her until it's like, hey, love interest. Oh, McGonagall. HBIC. But also, for anybody who knows who Julianne Hough is, she's an extra in these movies.
The dancer?
Huh? Yeah, the dancer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's just in this one.
I saw some Dancing with the Stars as a kid. when my parents watched it.
Yeah. I think I honestly first found out about her because for a hot second she was a country singer back when like Taylor
Yeah,
Swift was
yeah,
considered country.
yeah.
And I was
She
like,
like
oh, I mean, she
transitioned
has
into
a
singing
really
for
good
a while.
voice.
I remember.
And she's a decent actor.
Trevor.
Drama! The glare. He's like, he already knows he's in trouble. Momentarily. So it's true then.
He says it kind of softly there. He doesn't say Potter until he hates
Yeah.
him.
Potter! Mouthful.
Gotta say, the dog's cuter.
Hmm?
Draco Malfoy,
Oh!
the dog, is cuter.
Oh. He's... This Draco can't
Potter.
compare to Draco Malfoy the dog.
Yeah.
Wrong sort. I can help you. The little,
Although I
little
do remember, like from like, I think Half Blood Prince on, girls of a certain age in my generation were down bad for Tom Felton for a period of time.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like he was the one in these movies that the girls were into, and then like, Deathly Hallows Part 2, everyone was like, "Oh, Neville's kind of hot now."
Nobody expected him to have the best growth spurt.
Yeah, but it was Tom Felton for a while. I remember.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, me and my friends used to discuss like which of the guys we thought was cutest. I think I said Daniel just because like, I mean, he's not bad looking.
No.
But I don't think I ever really had like a crush on anybody because like even now it's like I think that Emma Watson is gorgeous, but like I never really had a crush on her. I just wanted to be Hermione. So I didn't. So this movie was not one of the ones that gave me like those feelings of being like, I just really appreciate her. That's all. But please note, this is his opening to them.
Hello, everybody. First thing I want to say is don't go into the dark forest. You'll die.
Someone took a screenshot of Harry's reaction. He's like, "The fuck is this school?"
To die a most painful.
That's one of those things, like all the jokes, and also like
that one's right there.
Yep. Also,
Ron's
they made a joke
too.
in like in a Harry Potter musical where it's like, "Are you ready for this? Of course not. You're children." Like looking back, it's like, yeah, they do a lot of shit that they shouldn't be able to do at that age.
Yeah. The boats doesn't seem that crazy considering all the other shit that goes on at this school.
Mint. That's your future wife, sir.
Mm-hmm. The future minister of magic.
I'll definitely be at least whisper quoting
Gryffindor.
the Story Hat speech to Harry, because that's like one of my go-tos.
Mm-hmm.
His little pat, 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 pat. Oh yeah, okay, so two black people.
Oh yeah, Lee Jordan and
yeah.
oh, what's her name? Angelica?
I don't think
Angelina Johnson? Is that her name?
Angelina.
She's on the Quidditch team because I remember I played as her in the Quidditch World Cup game.
She's in this one.
Okay.
It might be a person of color, but I don't think it's Angelina yet. Oh,
Alan Rickman, my boy, another R.I.P.
Yeah. But I mean, what a fucking career, man.
I know.
I mean, granted, anybody we're saying R.I.P. to, like, most of them have had amazing careers, but
yeah. I'm pretty sure we lost Alan Rickman and David Bowie on the exact same day, if I remember correctly.
Ooh, I think it was close.
I think it might have been. I think I saw the news of both of them that morning. And it was wild.
Was that the same year as Prince?
Yeah. Yeah, Prince was a couple months later. Everyone was like, 2016's horrible because of all the celebrities dying, and they had no idea what was coming.
Even going back and watching like some wingers when they're all like, oh, 2019, whatever. Like, obviously they can be rough years too.
Yeah.
But it's like, or like watching the episodes right before they went to virtual, and I'm like, you don't know what's coming.
Uh-huh.
Oh, here it comes. Okay.
It's Harry Potter.
I really have to pee, but I'm waiting because this is too perfect. I've been holding it for like 10 minutes, but I don't care.
Okay.
Actually, I've been holding it since the one shop. Difficult, very difficult. Plenty of courage, I see. Not a bad mind either. There's talent, oh yes. And a thirst to prove
A
yourself.
thirst? Safari Zone?
But where to put you? Not Slytherin.
Not Slytherin.
Not Slytherin, eh? Are you sure? Can they all hear this? It's all here in your head. And Slytherin will help you on the way to greatness. There's no doubt about that. No? Well, if you're sure, better be Gryffindor.
I know he's like a kid, and it would be how a kid thinks, but all he knows about Slytherin is that Malfoy just get put in there, and he got the lip service from Ron saying that bad wizards go to Slytherin. That's like all he knows about Slytherin. He's like, that's enough for me.
Aw. I will say I'm glad they didn't include, like, in the books, the Sorry Hat has a song, and I always try to, like, skip that
Yeah.
part. Because it went on for a while, too.
It goes on way too long.
Oh, person of color professor. Hey. If food was this easy.
I would enjoy cooking if it didn't involve the actual time that's needed to cook.
Mm-hmm. And the cleanup.
Yeah.
Your dad's a muggle. Mom's a witch. Bit of a nasty. There's a thing online where it has a bit of a nasty shock for him when he found out, like, all as one word because he says it so fast.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're talking about. Because usually I feel like Snape just has that look of, like, that arrogance and, like, not associating with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Ah!
Hello.
How are you? Welcome to Gryffindor. He looks like he should be in Monty Python. Bloody Baron!
Well, John Cleese is in Monty Python.
Yeah, that's true. But I was talking about the one that's like,
Yeah.
Join the headless hunt has been denied.
Wow.
I know you're nearly headless. Sir Nicholas, if you don't.
Remember the day on Discord when everyone was yelling at me about sleeves and I got renamed to Nearly Sleeveless
God,
Nick?
Yes!
Just because I said I wear t-shirts like 24/7.
Who came? I remember. I can't remember who came up. I don't think it was me.
I think Herman came up with the name, and then Elena took over as mod and named me
Yes.
Nearly Sleeveless Nick for a day.
See, back then I didn't realize that was a mod thing. I thought you did that, and I was like,
No,
wow.
no. I can do that. I did not do that. They like to change.
There's, like, not a good moment to go pee.
No.
It's all gold. I guess I can miss them going to the dormitory. Cabot Draconis.
Well, I'm just gonna pause and edit it back in from where we start at.
Oh, you're gonna pause?
Yeah.
Guess we can do that.
I say, everyone's gonna hear this now, and then when the edit happens, I guess I'll just point it out. But yeah, I think when he gets into his dorm, and he's looking outside the window while everyone's sleeping, we'll pause there because that's a quiet scene.
You're gonna pause the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, just
we'll stay
making sure we're
synced
on the
up.
same page. Cabot
Yes.
Draconis. I always thought he said cabbage. Caput Draconis.
In the video game, I remember I played some of the Sorcerer's Stone game, and in the game he pronounces it kaput instead of caput.
Kaput.
I always thought it was kaput Draconis.
I went to a Harry Potter trivia, and the guy that was reading off the questions clearly didn't know Harry Potter. He said Draco, and he was trying to say Azkaban, and he's like, y'all help me out. We're like, Azkaban! Yes. Little
Aw.
Seamus.
They're sleeping. Look at them.
Look at your faces.
It's always bugged me how small these sets are for like presumably a couple hundred students in each house.
Yeah.
Like the common rooms and the dorms is like there's not they don't make it look like there's that much space. Like these look like all the first years, but like there's 6 more grades of uh, boys and
It's
girls
it's
in
magic.
each house. Yeah.
There's room for everybody. Oh, it's so beautiful.
They use the same spell that Hermione uses for that bag in Deathly
Mhm.
Hallows.
And for the tent in Goblet of Fire.
That's right.
His face if we would Hermione. Oh, don't call her old. How dare you? Boss move. They're both just like, It'd be more useful if I would turn yourself into Pocket Watch.
A bucket
Wait,
watch.
one of you might be on time. Then perhaps a map. She's such a queen. Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, that McGonagall scene was bringing back all my bad memories of rushing to new classes the first day of
Oh my
college.
god.
Like
I
of
still have
every new semester in college.
I still have nightmares about that because we had like an ABC schedule. So the amount of times I have a nightmare of like, I don't know where I am in the building and I don't remember my locker combination.
Yeah, in college it was worse because like stuff could be as far as like a half-hour walk around campus, and we had buses everywhere, but the buses might be going slow sometimes. So it was like, oh, I've got to be like out the door 45 minutes early sometimes just to make sure that I actually get there on time. And if you're these kids, you might be going down your staircase, and then the stairs start changing on you. And it's like, I'm late because the stairs changed on me. What do you want me to do?
Again. So he's taking notes. But
Look at that handwriting. Was your handwriting that good when you were 11?
no.
Absolutely not. Mine's still awful.
Well, also probably like I know a lot of times when they do close-ups, it's not even the same person.
Oh well, yeah.
But
like it's canon now that Harry's got that handwriting.
Celebrity. I haven't looked into it, but apparently this part of like him saying stuff to the class has something to do with like his grief over Lily's death.
I
kind of wish they kept the lead scene of because Harry's so much sassier in the books.
Yeah.
At this point,
he talks back to him.
He's like, clearly Hermione knows. It'd be a pity not to ask her. Is it, Mr. Bolton? Just scowls. Hey, I have.
He's trying to drink rum at age 11.
I mean, I have rum with me that looks like water, so there we go. Shameless, you did it.
We're big rum fans here, the two of us.
Mm-hmm. Have you had any since your adventure?
Which adventure?
New Year's.
Oh, I don't know if I've had any since New Year's. I remember I had some beers and a Long Island a couple weeks ago. Then the night before that was when I had my Twisted Tea Twitch stream. I don't know if I've had my Captain since New Year's.
I don't have any Coca-Cola, so right now I just poured a certain amount into my mug, and I just kind of drank it like a small shot every time.
I had some Captain at some point because I think it was Super Bowl. I had some Captain and Dr. Pepper because Dr. Pepper was what I had.
I read about those.
I can't remember what I've forgotten.
Do you know what he forgot?
Was it Trevor?
No, it's his robes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Pinterest for the win. I'm trying to open this little Reese's without like making all the noise in the microphone.
You're doing okay so far. I can't hear it.
Yeah, I'm opening it with like one hand away from the... Her little look is so cute.
Yeah. It's funny because, like, she's not friends with him yet, but, like, she needs
Yeah.
to be privy to this information
I
because
was
it's
just
literally
thinking that
just an
about, like,
exposition scene because
they
there's
haven't
no plot
accepted her. They
for
haven't.
the yellow eyes.
She looks like a cat.
Those horrible yellow eyes.
What's that from?
Spider-Man, the first one.
Yeah.
When Aunt May is put in the
Say up.
hospital after she's attacked by Green Goblin.
Oh yeah, the. I don't want to say old because like we're not ageist here, but
She's old.
I'm,
I think she was in, like, her 70s then. She's
yeah.
90, maybe a little older than 90
Why did they
now.
have his like? Why did they have his aunt and uncle be? I mean, I guess like there can be an age difference between siblings.
Yeah.
But, like they look more like his grandparents.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just, like, at that point, I'm like, just have them be his great aunt and great uncle.
Yeah. I mean, granted, Toby certainly wasn't a teenager, but you know,
No.
all the casting in that movie was like 20 years.
Yeah. But, like, as a kid, it didn't
Yeah.
seem out of place to me. It didn't bother me. And even now, like, it almost feels weird to me for Marissa Tomei to be there, even though she is closer in age to what an aunt of a high schooler would be. It's still weird to me, because, like, I know Aunt May is being older, and she's gotten progressively younger in each live-action Spider-Man.
She's gonna be a teenager next time. And here's
Yeah.
the beginning of Neville's misfortunes.
Uh-huh.
Come back here this instant.
And they pay off with him, what's the word I'm looking for? Falling backwards into winning the House Cup.
I mean, he slays Nagini, so
It's a long con for Neville.
it's a long con. CGI.
Yeah, that's some early ragdoll CGI right there.
CGI. I love how when it started, she was like acting like she was like blaming him, and now she's like, maybe she was just concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Understand?
I remember thinking he was so cool for saying ass as a kid.
Not
Like the one
us.
moment where I liked Malfoy, I'm like, oh, he's cool, he's edgy.
Look at his little stance. It's very Captain Morgan. He's a Captain Morgan stance.
Uh-huh.
Is it Matt Potter? Harry, no way.
The kid's a natural Hermione.
An idiot.
Another classic gif.
What an idiot. Green screen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't look horrible. It's
Yeah.
just like once you.
I think
like,
the Quidditch looks better in Chamber of Secrets. Like,
Yeah.
significantly better. I remember it looking better. We'll see if it actually does.
Because, like, I mean, it's the kind of thing of, like, when I was a kid, I wasn't paying attention to, like, whether or not it was real or not. Just now that I've gotten so familiar with what's green screen and what's not, or, like, what's realistic and what could be filmed up in the air, like, in real life and what can't be.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's green screen. Because he's like shaking a magic 8-ball. That was wicked, Harry.
She made it down there in record time.
She got down there real fast.
She must have transformed into a cat to get there faster. That's my
Or the stairs took
or
her directly to the
transfigured,
door.
I should say. Yeah. I'm always fascinated by what he's doing in this lesson. He's about to toss an iguana in a cauldron, isn't he?
Essential ingredient.
Could I borrow wood for a moment? I think in the book there's like an intro monologue from Harry where he's like, that's a strange name.
Mm-hmm. I have found you a seeker. He's like, what?
I love that that McGonagall always has a blind spot for the Gryffindor Quidditch team in particular.
Yeah. I mean, it's her team.
I mean, I think the heads of house all do. Like Snape, to a point, does kind of have the same thing, if I recall.
Oh yeah. Well, the Phelps twins are so good.
Mm-hmm.
They have a little moment in Last Night in Soho, and I got so excited when I saw them
Oh, that's right. I heard they were in that.
because they wanted to do a reflection scene, practically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
But it's like my turn. When I was
It's in
younger,
your blood.
I thought she said will, like, because I thought I heard like L's, like you will make a fool of yourself, or like wool, and I'm like rude. I'm like, wait, I'm confused. Oh, Emma
Oh, McGonagall
McGonagall.
played Quidditch? That must be her daughter. It said 1971. This is like 1990. Is this 91? I think they go 91 and 97 is like the canon for the books.
I'm pretty sure the final battle is 99.
I think it's 97. I'm pretty sure because, yeah. I think they start in 91 and end in 97. I'm pretty sure.
Am I gonna lose my hug? Anytime I get a Harry Potter fact wrong, I'm like, oh no. Maybe it is 97. I don't know, but I said M.O. and her name is Minerva.
I thought it said MG.
I saw M.O. M.O. McGonagall.
But regardless, this takes place in the 90s. It said 1971. She would not have been a student in 1971.
She might have been.
Set from 91 to 98, aside from the opening chapter of the first book. So I guess it's technically 98 if it's at the end of that 7th school year.
Okay, you can tell. One, that was ADR.
Mm-hmm.
And also you can tell that like he had started going through puberty.
Yeah.
Aloha Mora. Send book of spells. Chapter
Oh, the school I was at today at work, we were doing class groups, and like, so the kids were all talking to each other while we were getting them set up, and it was an 8th grade class, and one of the kids had the biggest voice crack I've ever heard in my entire life, and I laughed. I felt kind of bad, but I'm like, this is one of the funniest voice cracks I've ever heard, because it was like insane how crazy his voice cracked. I've never heard anything like it. More CGI.
Was Hercules ever like, yo, I don't want to fight Cerberus? Oh wait, you still haven't seen that movie, have you?
What movie?
Encanto.
Hold on, I couldn't hear you over Fluffy. Give me a second.
That doesn't look bad.
What movie?
Encanto.
I saw Encanto.
Okay.
I don't remember the songs from Encanto, really. I heard one of them at another school I was at today, actually. I don't know which one it was. I think it was the opening song.
Was standing on.
It was either the opening song or the song her sister sings. I'm not sure.
Maybe you didn't know. Sorry, this is my moment.
Yes.
Standing on a trapdoor. It's guarding something. That's right. Now, if you two don't mind, I'm going to bed before either you come up with another clever idea gets killed. Or worse, expelled. She needs to sort out her priorities.
Ron's just saying what we're all thinking.
School's very important to her.
More important than life itself.
To her, being a witch is life. Like, all this is life. But yeah.
Football is life.
One of the few sports I actually might find interesting. I get so bored by sports, but this one, like... That's me.
That's me.
With me so far?
What a turtleneck he's got.
I was just thinking about that.
Need to come back in style. We need more turtlenecks in this world.
They're still in style.
Yeah, I just don't see them that often.
Then you're hanging out with the wrong people.
I don't really hang out with anybody.
There you go!
I hang out virtually with you guys. I don't know what you guys are wearing at any one time.
Follow me on Instagram, then you'll see what I'm wearing. Careful now, it's coming. Bad butter. Make it for pizza.
You make a fair beater. Beater. I barely know her. All right, that's the one.
Stop.
I'm doing another one.
No.
Not doing another one.
I feel like he had fun just like riding around the floor, like
Yeah.
hamming it up.
It would have been funny if they programmed it a little bit to like give him like an animatronic or something, give him a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
resistance.
What is this? The golden snitch.
I am fascinated at how terrible the rules to Quidditch are. The rest of the game usually will not matter. Occasionally it will.
Until you get the snitch.
But the game can just end at any time. The games can go on forever and ever and ever. Because this magical ball has a mind of its own, and it kind of decides when it's caught, essentially.
Yeah. I've never paid too much attention to the rules of Quidditch. I know that like a snitch is worth 150 points, and
yeah, it's 150, and each goal with the quaffle is 10.
Yeah, I think this is
and I always remember
Davis as well.
Yes.
That is.
I always remember in the 4th book when they're at the World Cup, Ireland. It's Ireland versus Bulgaria. That's right. Mm-hmm. Ireland went way up on them with the quaffle, and then Crumb caught the snitch, but they still lost because they were behind by so much.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I always remember. Like, it's a stupid way to end a game.
I have my wand right now.
Okay. And it's Hermione's wand, right?
Damn right it is.
Mm-hmm.
The captions have it with an R. Go into Pokemon's eye out. Besides, you're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa. Not Leviosa. Apparently there's an outtake where he said, like, go on, Mr. I Know Everything. And the director was like, cut, Rupert, miss. It's cute. Well done.
Yeah, that and the snitch in the last scene is just, you hear Chris Columbus yelling off set, okay, bob your head around a little bit, pretend you see something in the sky.
I love how he just, like, it's not even like he changed what he was saying. It's just suddenly it blows up.
It just suddenly decided to blow.
And then Harry has a bit of the ash on his face. Oh, Hermione's about to cry. I'm not ready for this. I think she heard you. And the Patil, well, at least one of the Patils is mentioned in this movie. We just don't see her. I'm like every little scrap of
movie.
Well, because right now it's about. I think it's Patty Patil or Parvati Patil. Like, says she was in the girls' bathroom.
Oh,
but you don't
the
see her.
Looks so good,
right? Oh, fucking love Halloween. But so they mention a person of color. We just don't see them. There we go.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Troll dungeon.
The only time he speaks clearly here.
He doesn't
no stuttering
clearly.
here.
It's like, no. Alright, it's all in one word. He says this
but
so
there's
quick.
no stuttering, at least.
Yeah. Because he's not nervous, he's panicked. Well, also he's faking. Everyone, please, not panic. No.
Is it lightning outside, or is that the sky? The effect on like the ceiling?
Both.
Because it's going off right now, constantly. Yeah, I think it's just inside.
It's bewitched. Look like the night sky. Right? Hogwarts history. Hufflepuff this way. Guess I should follow him. Oh, Snape. I love all the little moments.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, I know in these movies, if they have a close-up on somebody, it's like usually for a reason, so.
Yeah.
But. They do that little thing where they have to slightly look towards the camera so you see their expression, but also not make it look natural.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that when I was rewatching West Side Story, because there's like a moment with where Anita and Maria are finishing their song and they're kind of hugging, but they're both kind of looking off into the distance, like towards the camera, because you can't, like, you have to like Like they're both grieving because it's a horrible moment, but also it's that very much like musical. Like we're gonna look off towards towards
Yep.
the camera now.
It's like, oh, we have to have our blocking a certain way.
Right.
Let's just get in position real quick.
You have to see our faces. Wee. Hermione, move. You're not allowed in here. It's the girls' bathroom.
It'd be funny if they just had an attendant outside the bathroom, like as this attack is happening. Be like, nope, you can't
They
go in
come
there.
in with they come in like with their eyes covered. Not looking, not looking, not looking. I mean, at least there's stalls, so like if they weren't being torn to shreds, like you're not gonna like walk in on someone in the urinal.
Yeah.
Ooh. He's like, hero time. I've had moments where I was cleaning men's bathrooms, and then the guy just kind of walked in and like got in position, and I was like, okay, bye. I'm like, I'm gonna go now.
Right up the nose. Troll bogeys.
Oh, I that's one thing I always hide that part of the screen when he pulls it out because I'm just like, ugh.
Grosses you out.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, another classic GIF right there. The Ron GIF.
What? See if you just take the R off.
Hmm.
I mean, he doesn't look terrible as far as CGI.
Doesn't look as bad as I remember, but like, yeah, it's early 2000 CGI.
They probably have something practical when he like goes over to it. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't.
Let's see.
You know, when you just get like plaster all over your robes because a troll is attacking you in the bathroom. I'm not good with like, oh god. Ugh.
You have a sink right there, Harry. But you wipe it off with your robe?
That's what boys do, right? The amount of times they have to exchange shocked faces, especially in this movie.
Yeah.
Like obviously they exchange glances throughout the franchise, but like I feel like in this one it's especially like, what? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Tommy with that voice, don't worry about it. It's 50 points, not 5 points, like my caption says. 5 points is nothing. I love to tell the tale.
We know it is 5 points because he gives them each 20, or he gives them each 10 here.
Oh, she does.
Or 5 each.
Oh, will be awarded to each of them. I thought it was more. For sheer dumb luck.
5 points is really nothing in the grand scheme of things,
Right?
too.
They get $1 million in the end. And another deleted scene coming up is where they like Ron kind of like officially admits that they're friends. He's like, what are friends for? And Hermione's like, ah. I just remember in the book it's like there's certain experiences you can't go through without becoming friends. One of them is taking on a troll.
This scene is also something I would skip too often in the scene selection because I would always go to watch the Quidditch scene, and it would always start here.
I don't appreciate what you're insinuating.
Slytherin.
Little back and forth.
Just does so much with the eyes.
He was fantastic with everything he did. Plot. But he got himself bitten. That's why he's
limping.
He said it was Hogwarts. Oh, that lighting was a bit different.
The
Sorcerers. Oh, that's right. They don't know it yet. But I never get mail.
McGonagall loves the Quidditch team, folks.
I wanted to look in the book because I couldn't remember. I mean, I'm assuming it's McGonagall because at this point he doesn't have Sirius or anything. But I was like, who
Yeah.
gives? I was like, is it the same in the
No,
book?
because the
But
firebolt is serious. That's the whole thing.
right. I like how they did in the movie better because in the book they get mad at Hermione because she's worried that someone like jinxed the broom, and so she like has McGonagall take it away, and they're like mad at her, and it's a whole thing. Hermione cries out. Look at one. He's like, what?
A Nimbus 2000. That's a bad accent. I'm sorry.
Nimbus 2000. But yeah, Hermione cries a lot more in the books, and it's really upsetting. Scary Potter?
Yeah, I think the
Or Harry, not
chasers are Angelina Johnson, Alicia Spinette, and Katie Bell. I want to say are the 3 chasers.
Potter. Yes.
At least in the video game, I'm pretty sure.
Woke up in the hospital a week later. No pressure,
Don't
have fun.
Yeah, don't be scared, bud.
This is safe for kids. So maybe whoever they have in this one is supposed to be one of those characters, but if it is supposed to be Angelina, it's not the same actress they have later on, because...
Yeah, Angelina does have an actress, at least in Half-Blood Prince, I think, because she's got the scene where Katie gets cursed. I think that's her that's with her.
Well, Angelina goes to the ball with one of the Weasley twins, so she's in Goblet of Fire, and I just know that she was black.
I think she marries George.
I think so
canon.
too. I think so too. The amount of times I forget which one died. Like,
I always remember it's Fred, but
yeah.
George lost the ear.
Yeah.
I remember for whatever reason when the 7th book came out, when I was 9, that's why I thought of it, because it was 07. For whatever reason, and I had only seen all the movies that had been out up to that point, and I hadn't read all the books yet. But my mom was like, I have a list of everyone who dies in Deathly Hallows. Do you want me to send it to you? And I said, sure. So she just...
Oh my God.
Had her 9-year-old me had her send me a list of everyone who died in the book.
That's not how you do it.
And it was a lot of people.
That's not how you do it.
I was 9. I didn't know any better.
Although, one of my friends, I remember... I was with her when she bought the book, and then she went right to the end and just started, like, gasping at things, and then she was, like, a chapter ahead of me, so she calls me. I'm like, don't tell me anything. She's like, okay, but someone close to Harry dies that lives in a cage. And I'm like, fuck.
Lives in a cage?
Like, the flies that lives in a cage. I'm like, I wonder who that could be.
Sirius Black, circa Azkaban.
Yeah.
Angelina Johnson, there we go.
So is it? Oh. Well, then who... Did they just change the actor later on?
Probably. I imagine, like... I shouldn't say. I guess most of the side characters have the same actors. But, like, the little bit parts like that, I imagine they've probably changed.
Well, apparently there's somebody who's credited as Lavender Brown in the first couple movies, and she's a person of color, and then they gave her
yeah. I think she's in Prisoner of Azkaban.
Because I don't think she has any lines, but they were just like, hey, you're here. You're going to be this character.
I think I want to say she's in the divination scenes, and she might have a line.
Well, because in the books, Lavender is really into divination.
Ah, rats.
Oh, rats. Oh, there's Julian Huff.
Harry was just chilling on his broom. He's not even going after the snitch.
He doesn't see it yet. Rude.
He's got fast hands.
The fact that Daniel Radcliffe just had to sit there and react to things.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll get you, Marcus Flint.
He does a good job. He does a good job. It's just sometimes when I think about it, I think about the fact that the actors just had to be like, and now this happens.
It was weird. The reverse shot they just did of him, like, looking at Flint made it look like they were, like, 2 feet apart.
Yeah.
Even though they were presumably across the pitch from each other.
Yeah.
Take that sword.
Take that sword. How is all this legal in the game? Or like not legal, but like
Yeah, I know.
how is all this like like fair play in this game? Like,
It's a stupid sport cat, remember?
shh.
I established this at the outset. I love it, but it's stupid. A snitch.
Oh yeah.
I
He's
have a
like, oh
job to
yeah,
do.
I'm in this game. For a second, I was thinking it was Chamber of Secrets, and I was waiting for him to like. Oh no, he does swerve around a little bit. Yeah.
Hmm.
It's... Okay, you're about to see Rupert mouths Hermione's line.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he.
I think I remember this.
It's Snape. He's chasing the broom.
Jinx in the broom.
Just a little bit, but
Yeah.
Angelina Johnson, Harry Potter.
This is me playing Quidditch after 5 rum and cokes at WayneCon.
Don't drink and fly. Okay, yeah, so they did recast Angelina Johnson.
Okay. Kind of
So.
figured those bit parts that are like background characters that don't really have lines. I kind of figured most of them had been recast.
Well, she wasn't. I mean, unless she was in the background, she wasn't necessarily in like a movie again until Goblet of Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Fire, you want
Which is
fire?
funny because Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix have no Quidditch at all.
Goblet of Fire has Quidditch.
Not like traditional organized Quidditch. Not in
It
the
has.
world, at least.
It has.
Oh, it has the World Cup, I
World
guess.
Cup.
I meant at Hogwarts.
At Hogwarts.
Yeah,
Well,
because like there's a couple years where Harry doesn't play
I think you really just
in
see
the movies.
her. You really just. My brother would leave those because he's a very much a sports guy and he loved Quidditch. So every time we left a movie,
Yeah.
he'd be like, "They cut the Quidditch." I'm like, sorry.
Yeah.
But well, yeah, I think in Goblet of Fire, I'm sure they have some footage of her like dancing with George.
Yeah.
But I think the only part I really remember is when he asks her, cause Ron's like, "Who are you going with?" Then he like throws the paper at her. He's like,
Oh yeah.
with
And
me."
he pantomimes the whole thing.
Yeah, and she's like, "Okay," and suddenly she's like, really at first she's like, "What?" And then she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah." Everybody was surfing.
Use the Force, Harry.
Use the Force. My caption said U and H. I mean, him being sick wouldn't be great, but I love how they're all like acting like he's about to die.
Uh-huh.
They're like, "Oh no, not sick."
Gryffindor
Of
wins.
course they do.
I like to imagine that like on the weeks where it's Hufflepuff versus Ravenclaw, no one goes to see it because no one cares. It's all about Gryffindor and Slytherin in these books, in the movies.
Yeah. I mean, Cho plays for Ravenclaw.
She does.
You just never really
That's true.
you don't. Well, I don't even
No.
think she's on. I don't even think you see her on the Quidditch team in the movies.
No.
Gryffindor, go, go, Gryffindor.
I love how terrible Hagrid is at keeping
It
secrets.
has a name. I should not have said that. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said. Shouldn't have said that. Let's get any more
Don't buy
questions.
3-headed dogs or dragons from people in pubs. That should be a general rule.
Tom Holland is the Hagrid of the Marvel universe.
That's the only time anyone will ever compare Tom Holland to Hagrid.
Well, initially I was gonna say Hagrid's the Tom Holland, but Hagrid's been around longer, so
Yeah, he's the OG.
he's the OG. Oh. I should not have said that.
I
He's the
remember
person.
being amazed when I learned that Nicholas Flamel existed outside of these books.
Right?
Like
Was
he's
it
got
like
like his
the?
own books. What are they called?
God,
I remember someone was reading them in like middle school.
well, like the Philosopher's Stone is a real thing.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever think about how they also made him a character in the second Fantastic Beasts movie? And he does like nothing.
Flamel?
Yeah, he's in the second one.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, it's a
Second one.
forgettable movie.
The second one also has one of our queens, Zoe Kravitz,
Oh, it does. That's right.
which is kind of funny because I know there was a rule when the Harry Potter movies were being made that like it was all British people and she's not British, so
Yeah. Well, they started incorporating it. I think she does play a British character in it, but obviously
oh
they started
she
incorporating.
has an accent and I think her accent was
Mm-hmm.
fine. I just thought it was kind of funny where I was like I know she's not British, so
Mm-hmm.
I like a lot of the actors in those movies and like some of the moments were cute. I'm just like
Yeah.
it's not nearly, at least in my opinion, it's not nearly on the same level.
The only person I've ever heard say that they're like as good or better than regular Harry Potter is Manny, and I still don't understand it.
Manny, Manny. we
And I think that's him
mm,
dissing these movies more than he's praising Fantastic Beasts for anything in particular.
I was gonna say Manny, we need to talk, but I'm not gonna like where that
Mm-hmm.
conversation goes. Not in the restricted section.
Manny will like debate you for like 5 minutes, and then he'll be like, "Whatever opinions," and then he'll when he gets bored of a conversation, he's just like what you like. He gets very dismissive at the end of a conversation when he gets bored of a conversation
I
where
mean,
he's
we talked
debating
about Darren
someone.
Hansen for like 2 hours.
Yeah, but like on Discord, I feel like he does that a lot, where he
Oh,
gets
for
to a
sure.
point where I can tell he's tired of a conversation because he's like what you like, and he clearly
Yeah.
wants to move on. Happy Christmas.
Oh, I want one of those sweaters. But Harry's little like when he's like, I've got presents.
I like that. I like that pretty much aside from the one scene where he buys all the candy on the train, these movies gloss over the fact that Harry is very rich. He's got a lot of
Yeah,
money in that Gringotts vault.
they have little moments.
Yeah.
Or like later on again on the train where he's like, I can buy like Ron wants to get something. He's like, I can buy it for you, and
Yeah.
they bring it up a bit more in the books. Here comes the green screen. The body's gone. I really like that wrapping paper. I like that's just like a rope.
Yeah.
We're
Kind of
too
cloak.
old world for tape. We don't use tape here. My body's gone. I'm invisible. It was Dumbledore, right?
Yes.
I think so. Oh, the part coming up used to freak me out too.
Mm.
Although it might have just been there were certain parts where like my mom or somebody would be like, okay, now prepare yourself for this part because I was like, I don't know, I
Yeah.
was a baby, I was tiny, and I kind of like brace myself at certain moments. But here comes the scary part. Famous
Yeah. Oh,
spoilers.
that's the thing I couldn't remember earlier. You were talking about how like the scene where he kills Lily earlier, the little
Mm-hmm.
flashback traumatized you. So I was again 7 when I got into Harry Potter. When I was 8, my parents just let me watch whatever I wanted. Like at that point, I could watch anything.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't get traumatized by movies,
Well,
and it was funny that
it
you were like, because
it
I
didn't
was so young, and I'm
traumatize
like,
me.
Nothing phases me.
It didn't traumatize me. I think I was told not to look at that part.
Oh, okay.
Because my mom was like, okay, my mom was like, okay, Katie, this might scare you, and so I just like took her word for it, and like the transition kind of freaked me out a little bit. So I just like dove behind the couch and was like, let me know when it's over. At that point, I didn't know what happened in that scene. I was just like, scary part. Okay, bye.
Uh huh.
But
Yeah, I was like, nothing really phases me.
show yourself. He's so good. I like in a little bit when he like kind of takes a big breath every time. Like, and this
Hmm.
in the restricted section, it's still hot. Like the way he says it, it's just so good.
Yeah, just more great delivery. Yeah, this sequence is actually very important to me because my first exposure to Harry Potter at all was at my cousin's house. He was playing the video game of this, and it was this section. It was like a little stealth section in the video game. And I started paying attention, and then he's like, hey, let's watch Harry Potter. Or he's like, let me show you some Harry Potter. And it
Yeah.
convinced me to get the book at the book fair.
Nice. Scholastic Book Fair.
Oh yeah. I was working in a library last week, and they were setting up the library for the book fair.
Oh
And
boy.
I'm like, oh, this was the best part of every school year.
I like how
I
they
wouldn't
still.
even wouldn't even get the books. I would get the posters
Oh my god, the posters, yeah. I like how you can
for
still like
$4.95.
see like the pattern of the cloak from the
Mm-hmm.
inside.
Yeah.
The amount of times people sense somebody and they're just like, "Oh, it must be my imagination." You're in a magic place, like when they're like, I guess there's nothing there." It's like, yo, no, you're not trying hard enough. Sorry.
Love the way Snape whipped his head back
Where
around
your
and then the
loyalties
music sting
lie.
that went with it.
Professors found this in the restricted section. It's still hot.
Breathe in, breathe out. Oh no, not a student out of bed.
Attention! Y'all don't hear that? Okay.
There's no way that door isn't creaky as hell.
Nothing to see here, folks. That's what I'm saying. Like they sense that somebody's there, and then they just don't see any reactions. So they're like, "Oh, it must be nothing." It's like there's so much magic in this school. You're just
Well,
like,
Snape
okay.
Snape knew that like he could like hear him there. He reached out for him, and Harry moved away at the last second.
Yeah. Do you know what the name of this mirror is spelled backwards?
Desire.
Yeah. Most desperate desire of your heart. Cafra. I was gonna like attempt to read that, and I'm like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Mom, Dad. I'm just thinking of Order of the Phoenix when Snape creeps into these memories. He's like, I may vomit.
Yeah.
How touching.
I think these are the two actors in Deathly Hallows Part 2 still.
Yeah.
I think it's still those two.
Yeah.
So I think it's like
to my
I don't think they
knowledge,
worked at all in between those 10 years between movies. Like in terms of I don't think they were in any of the other movies other than maybe the flashbacks in Order of the Phoenix. I don't even think they were in that because it was all them as kids. Oh, the theme right here is so good. The quiet theme.
they're a Goblet of Fire.
Are they?
Because remember, he sees their ghosts.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I was like, they gotta be in more.
Yeah.
Ron, you've got to see this. Bitch, I was sleeping.
Don't you know it's 3 a.m., bruh?
Bruh. Damn head boy. Bloody hell. Hail. Look the way he says hail.
I was about to say, but poor guy, never played Quidditch. He technically did play Quidditch in the 6th one, didn't he?
He does play Quidditch, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that leads to him and Lavender and then Hermione's heartbreak
Mm-hmm.
and all that jazz. In the book, he plays Quidditch in the Order of the Phoenix too.
Okay. That was one that I only read once.
Like how he's like, I'm sure you know what it is now, but let me tell you. But let me. Yes and no. Okay, Christian. Most desperate. I'd love if Harry was just like, no, that's not what I see. Like,
You're fucking wrong, Albus. How about that?
like I see me with all the riches, or like
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's already got that. They're in his
yeah,
vault.
I see me with my dream girl. Like I don't know. I won the house cup. I don't know. Yeah, we just kept it here long enough for you to find it, and then we're like, bye.
Mm-hmm.
We kept it long enough to introduce it to you, and now we're moving it.
Yeah.
So you could catch a glimpse of it. We wanted you to be able to see your parents before we were like, never again.
Want to give you a little taste so we could take it away.
They give us and they take it away.
Yep.
Fly. Okay, I think this is coming up the Flamels.
The what?
I think this is the Flamels, like the scene
The
where they find out
scene
about
where
the
they
sorcerer.
read about him. Yeah.
I had to look in the wrong section. How could I be so stupid? This was their screen test
Uh-huh.
for a bit of light reading. Have you watched their screen test? It's so
Maybe
cute.
if it was a special feature or something, I probably did.
It's on YouTube now.
Probably, yeah.
I don't think it was on the original DVD because I didn't see it for years, but they finally released
Okay.
it at one point. I mean, there's been so many different special edition versions at this point, so. Sorcery powers.
I think that was how I learned what immortal meant.
Oh, the more you know.
As a kid, yeah.
The noted alchemist. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It always like I remember when I was younger, it sounded like the new alchemist, and I'm like, whatever that means. I'm like the way they pronounce certain things. I'm like, I'll just say it the way they say it, and people will assume I'm saying the words correctly. Because noted sound like one syllable when they did it. No alchemist. Oh, here's one of this. Yep, here are the scenes that they had to film twice. Once was saying philosopher, and once was saying sorcerer.
Oh, yep. I don't know if you need to film the scene twice. You would just have to like do a lot of shot versus shot. You would just do like one take of that, one take of the other one.
It sounded like they were harmonizing for a second because like one of their voices was significantly higher. Steal it.
Fang. we just harmonized.
We love our doggos. Look at that giant chair. Aww. It's going to the whole house except for me and Dumbledore. I shouldn't have said that. I almost forgot about Norbert.
They just happen to show up right as the dragon's about to be born.
Their timing is impeccable, you know?
I know.
It's almost as if it was written this way.
Yeah. That's the stuff I can like nitpick about this movie is like there's nothing really going on. We just have to have hearsay and stuff happen so we can keep having these things happen.
Yeah. It suddenly occurs to him. He's like, huh, he didn't want this. Should I
Hmm.
want this?
More CGI?
Yeah, not horrible.
I actually think the model looks okay. It was just the pieces of the egg going flying that didn't
Mm-hmm.
look so good.
Is that a dragon? I know they would potentially be very, very dangerous, but there's times where I just think it'd be really cool if dragons were real.
Yeah.
I mean, given society and stuff, we'd probably fuck it up.
We
We'd
would try
probably
and put
like,
dragons in zoos.
yeah, have them on exhibits and like have them in cages and stuff, and then
Oh, it would be like King Kong.
all that literal firepower, like,
Hmm.
but it'd just be so cool.
Yeah, it would be King Kong. Someone with too much ambition would try and capture it and would try and make a show out of it.
And all the rich people would be like,
Yeah.
a dragon. What? Not me. What?
Oh dear. Did he actually mention that in the movie though? I don't think he did.
Deleted scene.
Mm.
There was a scene where they were like on a train or something. And he's like, "You want a dragon?" Why is it always you three?
Look at that smug prick over there.
I know. He's like, "Excuse me, Professor. Perhaps it." I'm like, haha, suck it. H.
Each.
Wait, what?
Excuse me, Professor.
Oh, my phone was very loud.
Honorable. He's such a snitch. I would never snitch.
But not the golden snitch.
Mhm.
God, I missed the screaming. That was really early, but it's just what came to mind.
Is that the harp I hear? Is this foreshadowing for Fluffy? I missed the screaming.
God, I missed the screaming.
This force that's forbidden for any students to go in because you'll die. We're going to let students go in there for detention.
Yeah. It's me and my crossbow. Got to have your wits about you. And there are.
He's not wrong. Students are not allowed.
Yeah. Anyone who does not wish to die a most painful death.
Mm-hmm.
Nighty night.
Nighty night.
Okay, bye. So you just have the one adult who's not supposed to use magic.
Mm-hmm.
That
This is a
seems real
foolproof
safe.
plan they've got. Yeah. The headcanon, I think, is that Dumbledore knows that Harry can like confront Voldemort here.
Mm.
So he wants to make that happen. Is my guess. Because Dumbledore always pulling some strings.
Yeah, he'd be like that.
Yeah. The silver blood.
Oh, yeah.
It's goo, Harry.
A CGI, that is. Sometimes I watch these things where it's like the blood's some odd color, like this, or like Captain Marvel, or like some other show, and I'm just like, it feels. I've like, not that I want to bleed, but like sometimes I just think it'd be fun to like have some like fake blood color,
Yeah,
my blood's purple.
that would be cool. I'll make a movie with aliens just so I can have some fake blood.
There you go. I love my mouth voice. Too scared to be like holier than thou.
Yeah. Not scared, Potter.
Scared Potter. Scared.
Fang's a good boy. He's sticking right with Harry. He knows what to do.
You know, someone's in denial when they keep repeating the suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Scared. Oh yeah,
I'm not scared. Don't tell the newspapers I got scared, okay, Harry?
He says scared Potter in this movie and the next one, but just in different situations.
Mm.
Aw, poor unicorn.
Giving the unicorn the Gluck Gluck 9000. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love that he's just like kind of floating.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't really have a form.
Yeah, wait, how does
Or is
that
it just that
work?
I guess he does have a form, technically.
Is this just Quirrell backwards kind of floating over like
Yeah, we didn't establish the
I
flying,
hadn't really
really.
thought of that, but it's kind of like the questions that arose in Malignant, where it's like,
Yeah. When and how and why does it take over and all that?
friends, CGI. For the longest time, I
Yeah,
thought his name. I thought his name was just Friends.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Potter.
No, he was like a divination teacher in the later books, wasn't he?
Friends, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Poor unicorn. Even if you are an inch from death. If the moment the blood touches your lips, a curse.
I'm trying to find who voices for.
That's what I was just about to look up.
Ray Fearon or Fearon. At least movie-wise, I don't see much else that he's been in.
That was Voldemort.
He has had roles in Harry Potter, Fleabag, and Red Dwarf. So looks like more of a TV actor. Although I did find on Letterboxd, at least who Letterboxd credits as Grip Hook is Vern Troyer, not Warwick Davis.
Oh.
But I feel like I've never heard anything about Vern Troyer being in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Warwick is the voice of Grip Hook.
Yeah, I thought he did both.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Richard Bremer is just he who must not be named.
Mm-hmm.
Lily Potter.
Yeah, I saw Richard Bremer on that, on those credits, and I thought I said Richard Bamer for a second. Who is Tony in the OG West Side Story.
Oh, right.
But I know him from Twin Peaks, because he's in Twin Peaks.
Kill you, dude.
Yep, so this scene was where I always started the third act, actually. It wasn't... I thought it was a couple scenes later, but it was this.
Final. Always fear.
This part's never set up. She's like, Dumbledore. Everyone knows that.
Well, she's read a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense that she knows that care.
Well, good. Dumbledore is definitely not going anywhere.
Oh, wait, so the voice of Friends was in the new Beauty and the Beast with Emma Watson. I think
Oh,
he was the. I don't know if you saw the new one.
I didn't.
Okay. Well, there's a part where she goes to the quote unquote library. It's really just this like little room that has like 4 books.
Mm.
And he's the one that like gives her the books. Ska. Oh, I missed the part where she's like, I thought exams were frightful, but I found them enjoyable.
Yeah.
Anything that's dragon.
I remember in elementary school, like on the announcements every week, we would have a student of the week, and I remember one student who was like a year younger than me. Everyone got asked what their favorite part of school was, and everyone would always say recess or gym,
Oh,
and
that's
she
green
said,
screen.
and oh yeah, and she said homework, and I was like, no, you're bullshitting me. You're 6 years old. How do you like homework more than anything else
Yeah.
in school?
Right. I'm kind of wondering if their side was reshot. Part of this, either I don't know if either it was filmed towards the end or if they did ADR,
Mm.
but like you can hear his voice getting deeper. The part where they were running up to him. Shocked exchange glances. I shouldn't have said that. Or I should have told you that.
Wait a minute. Like there's just a ghost chilling in there.
I know, that's what I was just thinking.
Little bits of world building. I love it.
Mealy.
I'm afraid Professor Dumbledore is not here.
Shocked exchange
You ever,
glances.
you ever just receive an urgent owl?
But this is important, right? I feel like she should already know, like, have an idea that he's aware. Well, I guess maybe not, but maybe after this year they'll just start to realize that anything important going on they're aware of.
Yeah.
And here comes that awesome Snape scene.
Yep. Up to something.
I really feel Ron's tie game right now.
Yeah.
It's like I just got
Yeah,
home
me
from
after-
a hard day at the office.
Me after every debate tournament in high school, I would
Yeah.
just have the tie looking like that. As soon as I was out in the car, it would be looking like that.
This. I love how she says nothing. Ron's just like, yep,
Mhm.
whatever she says. Think you're up to something.
Up to something.
Daniel's got a really good glare. Like
He
it doesn't
does.
it doesn't feel like he's overdoing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I don't trust you. That cape, that not even a cape, but just like his robes.
Yep.
It's like billowing.
Might as well be a cape.
Tonight.
Tonight.
Dun, 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 dun.
F in the chat for Neville in this upcoming scene.
Oh. But you know what? It gets some points.
Was she chilling in their dorm with them? Or no, I guess they're like right across from each other, aren't they?
Well,
We
girls
saw
are
that
allowed to go
earlier.
up to the girls are allowed to go up to the boys' dorms.
Are they?
Boys
But
aren't
we
allowed to
also
go up to the girls'
saw
dorms.
like in the scene where she says or worse expelled, their doors are like right opposite each other. They're like a foot away from each other.
I'll fight you. I got my wine
I'll
ready.
fight you.
I'm sorry about this. Well, I don't know if the
I
doors.
love that he's a wizard and he's like, I'll fight you. I'll punch you in
Yeah.
the face.
Well, he's not good at spells yet. He can barely ride a broom.
Mm.
It's scary sometimes. I don't think they showed Harry and Ron going right into their dorm after Hermione. I think they like.
I think there's a door across from hers. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
I don't know if that's there because in the books they're like in separate areas.
Yeah. But again, they've condensed the common room and the dorms into like
Yeah.
really tiny spaces.
I did find it funny in the books that when they tried to go up the stairs to Hermione's dorm, it turns into a slide because they said like boys couldn't be trusted as much as girls, so the boys weren't allowed into the girls' dorms.
I never heard that. That's good.
I think no, it's like it actually happened in one of the books.
Mm.
He's snoring. Her hair is just like. There's a cute side by side where they show this with Ron behind Hermione, and then it's the picture from Deathly Hallows Part One where he's like holding her up after she's been tortured. I'm just like
Mm.
symbolism. What? You know, just a magic harp. I wonder how much was practical.
I was thinking about that. I was actually thinking they would keep the camera tilted up so you don't see what they were pushing, but you do see a little bit of it.
Yeah. Maybe it was just a green screen paw. I don't know.
Mm.
Uh-oh. Get yourselves out. Oh yeah, when he gets drilled on, I'm like, ugh. Oh, that's slobber. Well, that's practical.
Dog bogies.
The slow. Oh, Hermione's about to be a queen again. I mean, she's always a queen, but she's about to.
I was gonna say.
I love her sass in this scene, though. Like, this would be me if I was in this. I might be a bit more like reassuring, just because I feel like that's my nature. But when he's like all like, "No, I can relax," I'd be like, "Fuck you, I'm right."
She's like, you notice how I was right there? Yeah, don't forget it. This might be Elena's favorite part of these movies.
The Devil's Snare.
It's got a lot of tentacles.
Is this some anime thing I'm not aware of?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it?
I shouldn't.
Is it
I
a
shouldn't
sexual
explain
thing?
that out. Yeah, I'm not
Okay,
going to explain it right
I
now.
had a feeling. I had a feeling. The second he takes a deep breath, it's like, okay, bye.
Oh, he's relaxed now. That's all. That's good. That's all
I
you
think
need to do.
I think his voice is about to crack. Oh, why did I always think it cracked there? Devil Snare. It's deadly fun. But won't soak in the sun, that's it. Devil Snare hates sunlight.
I think that same sound effect might be Dragon and Shrek.
Oh, maybe.
Or it's something in some movie I saw a lot as a kid. I recognize that sound effect. Owned.
Ooh, that close up didn't look too great.
Me before this commentary thinking the things we'd be talking about that didn't age well were all the stereotypes and stuff. It's actually just bad green screen. That's the stuff that didn't age well that we're mostly talking about.
I mean, we already pointed out the fact that it should be
We
more
did.
diverse and.
It was just more green screen discussion than I thought we would have, but there's also more moments of it than I remember.
But I also noticed it a lot more now than I did when I was younger.
Yeah.
It's too simple. No, but as the movies go on, I'll be more like diversity and like we need queer people. But this one's more just kind of like introducing a bunch of stuff. So I'm like, yeah, we'll just focus on getting you into the world, and then I can be like, they should be gay.
Yeah, I feel like each scene is like introducing something in this movie. It's not when I was talking earlier about the plot just kind of being cobbled together. That's kind of what it is because each scene has to serve a purpose to introduce something, and the plot almost feels secondary. They have to give you like scenes of like him reading the newspaper at breakfast to give you
Right.
a little bit of plot to keep that thread alive because a lot of the movie is just scenes to introduce different elements because there's just so much to establish.
my gif of Ron being like, this complicates things a bit.
Yeah, she got it.
She got it. She's trying.
Well, do you want to try, Ron?
Yeah, right.
That always reminded me of the seagulls in Finding Nemo.
Mine.
Going through the sail on the boat.
Mine. Oh, I love that. I need to watch that movie again.
Yeah, it's been probably 4 or 5 years for me.
My friend has. I don't think my friend that I'm showing all the Disney movies to. I'm pretty sure he hasn't seen that one, so we'll have to watch that one soon.
Mm-hmm.
It's a chess game. I love that he gets a little moment to walk forward, and it's like,
yeah.
I was half expecting the camera to like get really close in his face and be like, it's chess. And suddenly the lights just come on, you know.
Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, I guess it's chess time.
They have motion sensors.
Yeah.
I mean, technically the chess pieces have motion sensors, kind of. So like maybe it is like the fires all ignite when they sense people are there.
Yeah. I love in the last section, Harry said it's too simple, but in here he's like, I'm gonna walk across this chessboard to the door. I can just go right through the door.
I can just do that, you know.
I love that each character gets a moment to shine in this third act.
Although Hermione they did take out the what did Hermione get? Oh, the Devil's Snare, yeah.
Yeah, the Devil's Snare. Ron's getting this. Harry got the last scene. Obviously, Harry gets the rest of the movie.
They did take out one part.
Of course, White moves first. Oh, that's a good push in. I love the push in. Yeah.
And then we play. I know
love
there
a good
was
push
another,
in before a big one-liner.
They did take out one of the tasks because in the exactly like was it chess? Because in the book there's like this potion scene that kind of like is a bit more of letting Hermione show. I feel like in the book the Devil's Snare thing went a bit differently. Like I think Hermione figured it out, but I don't know. But whatever, she's still.
Yeah, I don't remember for sure. It's real.
Yes, Hermione. I think it's gonna be exactly. I like the way he says that. And I don't know when Harry got those like holes in his sweater, but I'm here for it. I'm here for the aesthetic. Just that look of like I've been through shit.
So in Azkaban, you get like the street clothes thing, where they're mostly just wearing regular clothes in that movie.
Right.
But they're wearing like I know they snuck out in the middle of the night, but they're wearing regular clothes here.
Yeah. So I think with Azkaban, I think it was supposed to be like once they're in third year, they have a bit more like. I mean, obviously they have a bit more freedom because they get to the Hogsmeade and stuff, so they get more chances to just wear like regular clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the costume choices, though, I was a little bit like, oh, this just shows what they thought was in fashion at the time.
Wait a minute.
Take me.
Ron, just climb down.
Right. Maybe the game won't let him. You has to come home. I know it. Not me. Not Hermione. You.
You.
You lied. No, too early.
He's like, that makes sense. I see what you mean, Ron.
If you say so. I am the boy who lived after all. Oh. Don't they like play this part 3 times, I think? They have some kind of like replay when he gets when the horse gets stabbed. It's like boom, boom, boom. Checkmate. Or check. I don't know. I don't play chess. I just watch it.
Yeah, I've never played chess. I got like at a for like $1 at a garage sale. I got a chess, checkers, and backgammon set.
Mm.
I played a couple games of checkers, but that was all I ever used it for.
I've always wanted to learn. Maybe I just like the aesthetic of it more than the actual playing. But like,
I think I'm that way too.
I never was interested enough to actually sit down and learn all the rules.
Yeah, I love the idea of chess. Yeah, all those angles.
Although they didn't
I
do
love
like it wasn't like
yeah, it wasn't as many as
oh
I
wait
thought.
this part's kind of funny. Wait, he goes from like screaming at her to being like very calmly, "Don't forget, we're still playing." I always thought that was funny.
But yeah, see, Harry's not like
we're still playing.
Harry's not like hanging on to one of the pieces, but he can still make this move. So Braun didn't need to do that.
Yeah. That is cool.
I love that.
That's a badass like saint. That's a badass take. Run!
Moment feels very Lord of the Ringsy to me. The way the sword drops, it's in slow motion, the music, all of it. And Lord of the Rings is out like a month after this.
Be okay, Harry.
You're a great wizard, Harry.
Me. Gladness. Important things. Friendship. And bravery. When Harry
Bureaucracy.
careful.
That's why I'm the Minister of Magic and you're just an aura, Harry. You work for me, Harry. Don't forget that. I don't know how many.
Everybody should work for Hermione.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't know how many Cursed Child references I can make, but I'm gonna keep going through all these movies.
I was very confused for a second. I was like trying to remember the prologue, and I'm like,
huh?
Oh no, this was the part that the Wingers and Matt Nose did in the settle the score, and I remember hearing it, and like it was just the music, and I was like, wait, it's Harry Potter. I was like,
oh, okay.
I think it was from this scene because I like the way they played it. It was like it wasn't like obvious like Hedwig's theme Harry Potter.
Okay.
But I think it was the music that plays as he walks up to Quirrell. I don't have it on loud enough to recognize it, but it definitely sounded like early Harry Potter, and I was like, I know this. Quidditch match.
No, dear boy.
He does a really good job of flipping from.
Yep.
It's all in the eyebrows.
Got some sinister looking brows now.
And the squinting.
He's chewing the scenery right now.
Right. I feel like sometimes when I'm trying
muttering
to
his
like
little counter curse.
Sometimes when I'm trying to see if I could like pull off like being that kind of character, it's a lot of like squinting and like eye stuff. I'm just like
yeah. Acting is all in the eyes, they say. Ouchie, my scar.
Why does it hurt when you turn your head? I want someone in Malignant to, like, every time she turns around, be like, ow!
Oh, I want it to be, like, every time that Voldemort's face is facing Harry, no matter where they are on the planet. Like, if Harry's facing east and Voldemort's head's facing west, the scar hurts. No matter where they are in the world.
Potter. If you're evil, you have to say Potter.
Potter. You've got to get those plosives on the microphone. Not gonna lie, I learned what the term plosives meant because Manny was talking about your levels on the Taylor Swift episode.
Does it mean very loud?
No, it just means when you say a P, it pops a little bit.
Oh, gotcha. Does he, like, wink at himself?
He might. I
think he does. Yep.
Oh, yep. Okay.
No, oftentimes when I'm using this mic, I have that little, like, I can't remember what it's called, but that little, like, guard. Like,
the pop filter?
Yeah, I have that. So sometimes when I'm,
yeah,
like,
I've got that in front of mine.
And stuff, but right now I'm just holding it. True. What do you say? He's like, wait, what?
You know, with hindsight, knowing they had Rafe Fiennes in all these, I kind of wish we had just always had Rafe Fiennes.
Yeah.
A, for
I
like
mean,
the consistency of the aesthetic, even though he's not like reborn until Goblet of Fire, but like also just more Rafe Fiennes because he's so good.
because Rafe wasn't a part of it until Goblet of Fire.
Yeah. And I get like it's a reborn body and he probably looks different than he originally did and all that, but
Yeah.
that's a good shot.
Yeah.
The effect is pretty okay still.
Yeah. Lies within your pocket.
Stop him!
Fire!
Yeah,
Goblet of Fire!
I remember the points where all the scenes start on the DVD. The stop him is where the final action scene always starts on the DVD. Never.
Would you like to see your mother and father again? We can bring them back. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Just give me the stone. They're in corduroys.
It's a fit.
It's a fit.
The red sweater. I've always thought the red sweater was kind of weird.
He's Gryffindor.
I know. He should be wearing his Weasley sweater. I'm just saying.
Just every day.
Yeah, I
I
would.
was gonna say maybe his clothes are like maybe his clothes are runs. I don't know because they seem to fit him better now. You liar! I like using the whenever Manny or somebody is like whenever Manny or somebody is making. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. So he can still fly a bit, but whenever somebody's like insulting Harry Potter, I just use the gif. You liar!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, when Pete and I did this, and they're just like, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. What is this?
Oh, then he starts touching his face.
I love the way, to me, it kind of looked like he was saying, what is this magic? As if, like, magic was a foreign thing. He's
Yeah.
like, what is this? It's like, dude,
What
you're
sort of
surrounded
sorcery
by...
is this?
You have a person in the back of your head.
Oh, I said, what sort of sorcery is this? In Britain, it would be, what sort of philosophy is this? Excuse me.
Oaks. Bye.
That's how the cookie crumbles, folks.
Oh, God. And that's a movie wrap on Ian Hart. Everybody applaud. They wanted his sweater to match the stone. I like how you can see the fire in it.
It's a good little effect.
Wait for it.
I forgot this part happened.
Ow. For a second, I thought he just like passed out with like one leg. Like whenever they have to like fall, like his leg was like up on a stair. I'm just like, is that how you're gonna stay? Him and his war wounds.
Get well.
I know, I saw it was an L. He spends so much time in the hospital wing.
Admirers.
So, naturally, the whole school knows. That's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
No one can keep a secret.
Friend Ronald has saved you the trouble of opening the chocolate frogs. like watching the pictures in the background.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's almost lived 666 years, so he's had a good run.
Yeah. Might as well die before he becomes the devil.
Right. Before his, instead of golden birthday, it's his like Satan birthday.
Yeah.
Demonic birthday.
That's the secret 8th Harry Potter book.
And that is one of my more brilliant ideas. That is saying something. I want to use that line sometime when I have a good idea. I'd be like, that's one of my more brilliant ideas.
And that's saying something, folks.
I'm a genius.
I will say, speaking of Dumbledore actors, Jude Law, I like him a lot.
Mm-hmm. He's such a good actor in general.
Mm-hmm.
He was really good in Sherlock films.
I haven't seen those 2 movies. I kind of want to. I've always kind of wanted to, but I never have.
They have really good chemistry.
I bet.
My one thing looking back in the second one is they have this character who I don't remember if they specify her ethnicity, but I think she has an accent. She's supposed to be like a gypsy, and it's looking back, it's definitely a white actress with some makeup on her. So I was like, ooh. But
yeah, I really don't know much about those movies at all. Like, I had never heard that before, and it's been 10 years since that movie came out.
The first one's really good, and the first one has Rachel McAdams.
Doesn't she like die immediately in the second one? I do know that. I guess I know that about the movie now that you mentioned it.
They have to have that. They have her in the trailer too, which is done. Like, don't be late for dinner. But alas, earwax.
Earwax. No, it's not the same thing, but I did like get a big old bag from Sam's Club a while back of like Jelly Belly, and it was like 30 different flavors of jelly beans, and none of them were like explicitly bad flavors, but some of them were terrible. I feel like it's the same principle with the Birdie Bots beans.
I know we just went through some hell, but I'm doing the best I've ever been.
Yeah, I'm doing so good right now, Harry.
I'm living my best life.
Well, she didn't really get hurt. Harry and Ron did. She was fine. She was the one who got run out.
Now she's like, I'm a witch. I finally have friends. We're all okay.
Mm-hmm.
Life has never been better. I love how they have these hats in the first movie and they just like gave up on them.
Mm-hmm. I mean, well, we never see this ceremony in the rest of the movies, though.
That's
they only have the hats in this ceremony, I think.
Well, yeah, because when they in the second movie they have like the end of year feast, but they don't have the I feel like they really
it's like just a celebration because everybody finally gets unfrozen at the end.
Petrified.
Yes, sorry.
I feel like they just had them so that they could toss their hats up in the end.
Mm-hmm. Did you do that at your high school graduation?
I think so, but it didn't go very. I was a little nervous to like really toss it, so I kind of just.
Yeah, I was the exact same thing. I threw it like 2 feet in the air. Everyone else like just threw theirs everywhere. I'm like, I didn't decorate mine, so I didn't want to have to go through the hassle of finding mine.
Yeah. I remember having an issue with like my tassel got stuck or something, or I did my tassel wrong when at some point I like had my tassels on wrong and like the person next to me had to help me. I was like, I don't know what I did.
Yeah. For me, it was a mix of I'm too awkward for this and I'm also too cool for this at the same time. that was my feeling.
Yeah, that's me in most things. Like I'm like too good for this, but also not, or like that slight like better than this feeling, but also being like I'm awkward. Yay, Hermione! Initially, when I saw that close up, I thought they're like, "What the fuck?" Sometimes when they see the close up, it looked like she was clapping for herself because I didn't realize Harry was like patting her, and I'm like, okay, you can clap for yourself."
That would be in character.
This is so cute. Hey, you. Yeah, for chess. Woo! You get 50 points for chess. I mean, it was like life-saving chess, but just the way he phrased it, where it's like no one else's chess is very important to us, and you beat it. So, and outstanding courage. I do like that they give Neville's points last. Like his are the most important.
Yeah.
Not all about Harry. Bravery to stand up to your enemies. A great deal more to stand up to your friends. I don't know why I just got like Irish there. 10 points.
10
Oh, he should get
points
more than
to
10
Draco
points.
Malfoy. Slytherin wins.
Right. He should get more than 10 points.
He got what he needed.
He's like, wow, I'm mad at his sad little face. They're like, damn. It's like, I know I'm the I know I'm the headmaster of all the houses, but clearly I have a favorite. But like, well, Slytherin's the bad house, so they can't win.
Yeah. So I'm seeing the glare on his glasses now. And one of the things I always have to work around at my job is glasses glare. So I always look now to see glasses glare in movies to see if I can see the reflection of studio lights or not.
There's a reason.
Usually it's fine.
There's a reason my glasses are never in the Bobcat videos. I'm like, I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
Also, it's annoying when you're wearing makeup and it hides behind your glasses. I'm like, I worked on this, damn it.
See, I can't relate to that part.
Yeah, but
my glasses are just always on.
Glasses glare is such a pain.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see Percy not being a shit.
You should stay like this forever, Percy.
Right?
Just don't become a stooge.
No one cares about you being a head boy, or if you're siding with Fudge, then that's your problem.
Yeah, fuck Fudge.
Fuck Fudge. Oh, it's so sweet. Thought you'd leave without saying goodbye, did you? His pockets are so big that this album just like it's such a cool album.
Takes up barely any space in his pockets.
He pulls out another cake.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good
happy summer, Harry.
Happy summer, Harry. Happy summer.
It'd be SUMMUR, I think.
Mm-hmm. Sumer. Or SOMMER.
Yeah.
Aww. I'm with you. Adult.
Great word.
It was threatening with a nice pair of ears. What was that tail of his?
How do you think they got rid of the tail? Do you think it just disappeared eventually? I said, how do you think they got rid of the tail?
I mean, I think it said in the books that they like did something special or went to a doctor or something.
I was just wondering, like, if that's something they had to do themselves.
I think this line was actually improv too.
Not really.
Well, like my favorite line from the movies is improv too, and the Harry's response to Lucius and Chamber of Secrets near
Which
the
one's
end.
that?
And he's like, "Don't worry, I will be."
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, initially I was trying not to spoil it, but I'm like, whatever. Oh, the music.
Yeah. So in between movies, Daniel's voice breaks. Rupert and Emma's not quite yet. He sounds like Daniel Radcliffe as I know him from Chamber of Secrets on, but the other two not quite yet.
I feel like Rupert's.
He's kind of there actually.
Goes a bit in.
Captioning made possible by Warner Brothers. Thank you, Warner Brothers, for the captioning.
Thank you, Chris Columbus. The only Chris Columbus that we like.
We should celebrate him on that day instead. Just watch Home Alone in the first 2 Harry Potters.
And not the other movies that he made that don't exist.
What movies did he make that don't exist? Let me look him up, see if I can. Oh, did he make those? That was what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
They weren't bad. Like the direction of them wasn't bad. They're just not faithful at all to the books. But
he made Home Alone 2, Mrs. Doubtfire, Pixels. Looks like he just made the first Percy Jackson. John Williams, the GOAT.
Mm-hmm. We did it! It was so good.
Sorry, I was talking to my dad for a second.
You're fine.
We did it. Yeah, we got done with Sorcerer's Stone. That was fun. That movie still, overall, still holds up.
It's so good.
But yeah, that was a blast. Starring John Cleese. I like how it credit.
Starring John Cleese.
Like it's like we're gonna credit the like the most important characters. Then we're gonna say starring for the established actors.
Yeah. How many stars would you give it?
Oh, it's somewhere between a 3.5 and a 4. I don't know. It's like I don't know which side to err on.
Okay. I would recommend.
Because like I said, there's like the plot's just kind of weird. It doesn't kick in for a while.
Mm.
Like I think it does a tremendous job of establishing everything. Like it has a lot of work to do to establish everything as quickly as possible, and I think it succeeds
Yeah.
like in the highest order in terms of all that stuff. Like it's a great introduction to the world, and
Yeah.
I think they nailed the casting for pretty much everybody. And
Yeah.
like I don't think there's a point where any of the kids are really bad. I think they're all like some of them get better as they go, obviously, but
Mhm.
they're all like good from the outset, pretty much.
Yeah, none of it feels like bad. Like there's moments where you kind of get taken out and been like, yeah, this is a movie because like you see them like repeating each other's lines or something, or like
Yeah,
some of the overacting that also just kind of comes with fantasy movies. But
yeah, but to me, there's a charm to that, and I
yeah,
feel I feel it like throughout
it's
this. So
endearing.
yeah, yeah, top to bottom, I enjoy this. I'm never bored during this movie. I think it's paced pretty well for being a long movie and having so much stuff to get through. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think I'll probably still. I had it at 3.5. I think I'll keep it at 3.5. But 3.5 is not mid. Just to be clear. Yeah, this is a solid start, and this might be the one I've seen most, and I'm still a fan.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of my favorites. I mean, part of that might just be because it's like it's like the first one. It has that like special place in my heart.
Yeah,
But
it's got fewer things I don't like, I think,
right.
compared to some of the other movies. Because like Chamber of Secrets has some stuff I don't really care for. Order of the Phoenix has some stuff I don't really care for. Goblet of Fire has a couple things I don't really care for, and
Hmm.
Half Blood Prince and Deadly Hallows Part One are my two least favorites, I think. But this is somewhere like in the middle of the pack for me, I think.
Yeah.
All in all, we'll see how
If
I rank them when we get through them all eventually.
to me it feels like even if you were saying that it's tough with all the things they throw at you, it feels like I feel like every scene feels important.
It doesn't feel like there's really any wasted time here. Everything is either to give you a moment with a character or to establish something about the world or
Yeah.
to move the plot along. Sometimes you get clunky scenes like, again, him reading the newspaper at breakfast just because we have to keep this thread alive. Otherwise, we don't know how to introduce it back into the plot. Because,
You have to know that something happened that's
yeah.
leading to the to yeah.
And Hermione has to be sitting there with him even though they're not friends yet just because
Right.
it's just a means to an end. So, like, sometimes you just have to do that stuff.
Yeah.
And it happens in a lot of movies, so I don't hold it too badly against this movie.
Yeah. Like the longest part that felt like it might not be necessary was like him letting Hedwig fly off, and that was like maybe a minute. So
Yeah, yeah. You don't.
which
Yeah,
is
some stuff you don't need, but you also got the theme to play. So I mean,
oh yeah, I'm not complaining.
any excuse to get the theme to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get John Williams for two more movies. I love his Azkaban score. It's much different than these first two, and I've got a lot of pieces in that score that I have a fondness for. I'm just excited for Azkaban in general.
Azkaban's just
Um,
amazing.
yep. Chamber of Secrets I still like. Well, I'm not sure. I kind of flip flop Chamber of Secrets and Sorcerer's Stone on how I feel, but
Hmm.
we'll get to that when we get to that. Hopefully, sometime soon. Hopefully, it doesn't take 5 years to get to it.
I'll badger if necessary.
Okay. Yeah. And hopefully my schedule cooperates.
I'll keep you like
You'll keep me in
aware.
line.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
keep you in line as I do.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking at one point, like a month ago, I was like, if we really tried, we could get these done before the new Fantastic Beasts, which is like mid-April, I think. But that's not happening at this point.
That's a lot of long
Yes,
movies in a
that's
short amount of time, and also
potentially 10 movies in like a month now, which I'm
like
not
also
doing.
since I don't neither of us are particularly like waiting to see a Fantastic Beast.
No, I'll probably go see it, but
Like
I'm not.
I don't I've seen some ads. I don't even know when it's coming out. I've just been like, oh yeah, that one.
I think it's like April 18th or 19th or
Mm.
something like that.
Like I support a lot of the actors, but I'm like, eh.
Yeah, I'm apathetic about it, but I'll still. I actually haven't gone to see either of the first two. I waited for Blu-ray for both of them.
Yeah.
I might go see this one just because I'm seeing a lot more movies now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. We might give some thoughts on Fantastic Beasts 3 at some point. But that's gonna do it, I think, for Sorcerer's Stone. It was a fun start. We'll get to Chamber of Secrets next. It was fun having you back, Kat. I hope you had some fun going through this movie.
Yeah, I mean, any excuse to watch and discuss Harry Potter.
True. And you quoted along the entire movie, like we both knew you would.
Like we knew I would.
You did whisper it like you said you would.
I know. I'd
Not
be
much I
like,
can say.
yeah, I'd be like, I know you can hear me, but I'm trying not to like be over the
Yeah.
lines. Like,
If someone's actually watching the movie, we don't want to be too loud for them. But yeah, it was fun having you on, and we will have you back soon enough. Again, thanks everybody for joining us. I will put all the necessary links down in the description if you want to follow either of us or follow Manny. Manny's here too. Don't forget about
yeah.
him. Yeah, he is what he is. You know, he doesn't care. He doesn't care for these movies. So, fuck him. Is really all I have to say. That's all I got. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
I'm like, oh, how do I sign off? I'm just gonna say goodbye. So,
Mischief
goodbye,
managed.
everybody.
Mischief managed. Nux.